Some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools. Power tools. Power tools. Power tools. Power tools. Yeah, you just plug them in the wall and think of all you can do. You can plant a garden, fix your car, build a house if you want to, if you've got the proper power tools.
Hey, good morning. Welcome. Pat Sullivan here along with Denny Smith. Allison is on her way in. What about Tara? Is she
absent without leave? I don't know. I think she's planning on being here.
Oh,
I
okay.
think she's actually writing with Allison right now.
And there's no first day tomorrow. First day, we got IU basketball starting up.
Oh, really?
So there's no, those of you who do turn into the first day with Terry Stacy, it's not going to happen tomorrow.
In a stroke of somehow genius last January, when we were buying ornaments down in Atlanta, and Allisonville had done pretty well with these sports ornaments, so we saw them in there. We were doing another order, so we went ahead and got Purdue, and I said, well, let's get IU too. And then there was a football ornament, and I'm like,
wow,
you want to get that? But we did, and so I think they're selling very well.
I bet they are. Isn't that great? And
it's awesome.
Really, today will be the big test for them.
Yeah.
Michigan. And Michigan's not really super strong, but
No.
I think IU can beat them. I really do.
Yeah.
Did
so
you
that's
see
at 3:30, I think, on CBS.
Ryan Hedrick was in here. Did you hear how much they're spotting Purdue in the game against Ohio State?
No.
37 and a half points.
Oh.
Poor Purdue.
That's where the test really comes in.
The test right now. Hey, I got to give a shout out. Our buddy Dave Wilson and Becky have opened Dave and Becky Wilson's Santa and Mrs. Claus. It's Santa's Pit Stop on Main. I went there yesterday in Speedway, 1550 North Main Street.
That was nice of you to go.
There was a lot of people there.
You're a way nicer friend than I am.
Oh, it's Speedway. I never miss a chance to go back to Speedway, but. Anyway, it's a cute little shop.
I'm going to call Dave and see if he'll talk to us and see how the first day was.
I bet he was. And, as you walk in the door, there's Santa, or Dave, sitting in his number 15 or size 15 Santa boots that he had custom made. Dave really does have a size 15 foot. And he had to get these things made. He says, 15 years ago, he says, these boots cost me $800. But he says, the only thing I can wear. But he's sitting up there at his desk with his quill pen, and he's making a list, checking it twice. But it's a really cute little store.
Yeah, it is cute.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of racing themes, so racing ornaments. And
they've got a lot of metal work, like laser cut metal work of the state of Indiana and pit stops and everything.
Some
so
nice
if you're a race fan, you're going to love that store.
Yeah. So where is it exactly on? It's on Main Street. I know it's by an ice cream store.
Yeah, right by Fun Days.
Fun Days?
Sundays.
Fun Days?
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. All right, 239-9393. So how was your week like?
I'm getting ready to, don't tell the FAA, okay?
I won't.
But this new gyroplane with the off-road package with the big wheels and the shock absorber on the nose wheel, I can land at the farm. I got 22 acres there. So I was mowing it down, and one of my buddies, Kyle DeLello of DeLello Asphalt, has a roller, and rather than re-landscape it and put down a landscape drag bucket, he's going to come over with this great big highway paver, like a vibratory roller, and smooth it out. And it should be here in a couple weeks. It's just grass. It's a hay field is what it is.
That's really going to compact your soil.
I don't care. I really don't. I want to.
Are you going to store the gyro, Ed?
No, I'm still going to store it there, but I want to be able to land on my own property.
Well, I'm sorry. You're going to store it at the airport.
I was storing it at the airport, but I think it'd be pretty cool to be able to take off from my own farm.
When did you get this thing in?
It's not in
yet.
It's not. It's down in Foley, Alabama, and it's a honey. Oh my gosh, Is it brand new or a used one? No, we've been building it down in Foley, and I called the FAA because I want to get my repairman certificate for it. The guy was really, really nice. He says, I want to come up and see it. I said, so do I. I said, it's down in Foley. We're flying. You have to fly the hours off before you become a risk to society. So you've got to get 25 hours on it.
You do?
Yeah.
Even though because it's a different model?
Go back and forth to Foley, and I got a buddy down there who's flying it, who's a flight instructor. But before you fly it over populated areas in any way, you got to make sure that it's safe.
So have you flown this one yet?
Haven't flown this one yet.
Not.
No. But it's just like the second one that I built. And
Okay.
that's what's exciting, except it's got this off-road package. I mean, it's like a Jeep. Got the big wheels, I know it looks like a rover, like a moonlander. I'm pretty excited about this, Pat. Can you tell?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? You could be spending your money on worse things.
Oh, they always say you go through the middle life crazy. You either get a sports car or a girlfriend. I got a gyroplane.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Hey, and may I say from the bottom of my heart, I always thought that was baloney. I had a tree. The lights went out. I could not fix it. I bought 4 of these trees from you. I brought it in. Andrew gunned it, which I don't know what gunning means.
Yeah, we can't tell you.
Okay, but anyway, he gunned it, got me right back in business within a day. What a great service, Sully. Really.
For the trees that we
tree.
we take care of the trees that are purchased.
Yes.
From our store.
I was just sitting there.
Because not that we.
I was really getting mad because it was just it's not like it was a string, because I think it's got the double Zener diode.
Yeah, double
stuff.
Zener diode.
But there was about 12 bulbs that were all in a row that I couldn't get going. And he says, I gunned it. I don't know what gunning means, but it worked.
Yeah, it reshunts the bulbs so that it temporarily lights them up so you can then see where the bad ones are.
How do you know which one? Oh, okay. So then you mark them real quick with a pen?
Yeah, you have a few minutes for it. We'll
burn it out
until it breaks again.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, what a great service. And I saw that, the trees are on sale. They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous.
And that is one of the big things when I tell people,
why buy something on the interstate or on the internet?
Definitely not on the interstate. Just because we will take care of, I always tell people, it's like, we will fix this tree even when it's out of warranty, but we'd rather you not work on it yourself because
you just get mad.
You're mad when you get here. It's like we would rather just take care of it for you.
I hate giving you free. I hate giving you free commercials. But what a great service! And the other one is, I've never let you take the tree down. I'm getting this close because I'm tired of carrying it down to the basement and back up. And I got 4 of these little rascals. So
they're so tiny, though.
You're wearing me down.
They're so tiny. Jenny's talking about we have a Christmas tree service where we actually store people's trees. So we set up. We maintain 900 trees right now.
Gosh.
And then we take them out to people's homes.
I'm sorry I'm such a cheapskate that I won't do that yet.
They decorate them.
Do I get a second tree discount or a 4 tree discount?
Then you...
They're all the same? You don't give me a discount?
You decorate them, you undecorate them, and then we pick them up and store them in these big wood coffins in an air-conditioned space.
Oh, you air-conditioned?
We did, because we didn't want the trees to sit in, hot weather.
Well, still no Allison, but we're the Home and Garden Show. Ethan Patterson's on the board. And Ethan, you made it here. You drove the scooter to work today?
Yeah, I drove the line here today.
Oh, did you really? Where'd you park at?
Over by Crackers Comedy Club.
That's a long way away.
And then rode in.
I was holding a box of donuts, like a server, while also like balancing on the scooter. So I think there would have been a whole show if you would have just had a camera on me right there.
You know what? A lot of people get hurt on those things.
I know. I was worried.
Yeah. All those scooter companies are actually owned by orthopedic companies. Did you know that?
How do they get insurance? I mean, they must get sued a lot. Retail people get sued. Surely to goodness, the Lime scooters people get sued.
Everyone is used to, I imagine you have to click a little button when you rent one of those
for
a waiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so
you sign your life away at some point. When you're looking at it.
I do that on the gyroplane. Anybody I take up, they have to sign a waiver that says they can't sue Jane. They know that I'm going to kill him. I mean, it basically says I have accepted all the risks and I know I might die. So,
yep, that's the way the world is. 239-9393. The Home and Garden Program brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Well, I don't think we're halfway there. Our phones aren't working, and I really don't know who to call because I'd have called, Pat Sullivan and say, Pat, your phones aren't working. We are here in the studio on Monument Circle. The Monumental Marathon's going on. It's a big deal. I mean, my goodness, this is people come in from all over the United States to this one. Goes through all the big monuments here in central Indianapolis.
I always thought it was monumental because I'd never done anything like that.
Did you run it one year?
3 times.
You ran it. the full 26.2?
No.
Okay.
Half, 13.1.
Today in the Weeds, in our next segment, we're going to do marathon history.
Oh, are we?
Oh,
that's great.
I tell you what, it'll light your fire, buddy, because our phones aren't working. We better come up with some content.
So way back in the day, I actually ran the first monumental marathon.
The 13.1, though.
You
and Beth,
that's
right.
First.
You and Beth ran it together, did you not?
Beth ran it as well. We did not exactly run it together.
Oh, she was faster than you?
Yep, she was faster. But it was an experience, and now, I get shots in my knees every 3 months or so. So it worked out really well.
After I started,
I was younger then.
At the plumbing company, I was trying to burn off stress, and so I started running. And the first 500 Festival mini marathon came along, and it was either 13.1 or you could do 7.5 miles. And you stopped in the middle, and the bus picked you up. And I can remember I was running with a fellow by the name of Tom Bondas, and Bondas says, "I'm gassed. You want to call it? You want to bag it at halfway?" And I thought, yeah. So we sat down on the levee and waited for the SAG bus to come. Go ahead, call me a quitter.
So you and Tom were a quitter.
Yeah. Well, Tom talked me into it. Bondas, if you're listening, team quit. So anyway, I'm sitting there, and I see my son's babysitter run by, and she completed the 13.1. I've never been so humiliated and regret a decision as much. I should have got up and just started running.
Walking.
No, I don't.
Walk. Well, there's a lot of walkers and.
Anyway, but then Jane and I have done it several times, walking. But
so this is how I always think. I like to talk about how long this show is.
Oh boy!
So I went the Monumental Marathon. I believe starts at 8. So I was running the 13.1. But I was also still coaching grade school football, and we had a championship game that I had to go to. So
how'd you do both?
Well, I ran the marathon, half marathon, and I did it in 2 hours and like 25 minutes or something. That was like my best time ever.
That's not bad.
Downhill from there. So I did that. I came to the studio, got dressed, I was sweaty, drove to Roncalli, coached the championship game. Did we win? I think we won. Got in the car, and Crum is still talking.
Yeah, it's a long 4 hours, that's for sure.
It's crazy.
It's a long 4 hours.
Yep. So we had our big Christmas open house. Matter of fact, we are extending at our stores the extra 10% off trees that was supposed to end last Sunday because Allisonville did not have their trees. I mean, they had them, but it takes a long time to get them all set up and shaped. So they were a hot mess out there, and we decided that they really wanted a shot at giving their customers an extra 10% off. So we went ahead and extended. I went out there, and we got all the trees set up out at Allisonville, so that's all ready to go. So today and tomorrow, you get an extra 10% off the sale price.
So the sale price is usually 30%
30 off the list, and then so we just do that through usually last week, but because of this late arriving stuff, so it will end on Sunday after we close.
I saw the 14-footer in bay number 2, or maybe it was bay number 1. How many people buy a tree that big? It was a monster. I mean, I don't even have a ladder to get up.
We don't sell too many of them. I mean, maybe 4 or 5 of them or something like that. Usually those end up going into our tree program.
I bet so. Yeah, we'll pick it up.
Guys, and a lot of times it's it can be a car dealership or a shopping mall or a church or something like that. But there are, and that's why we charge when we do our tree setup program, we charge by the foot because most of them are
2 or 3 sections.
There's a lot of 10, 12s, 14s. But anything. Here's what I love about this program that we do. There's so many times people our age, Denny, they come into the store with their spouse and they go, yeah, we want to get a little, we love our tree. We've always had a 9-foot tree, but we just can't, we just want to get a little tabletop or a little 6-footer.
It's a strain on your abdomen
get
to
it
take
out of the
those
basement.
sections to get, exactly.
So when you tell them, it's like, hey, if you can swing it, we have this program where we set up your tree. All you do is decorate it, undecorated. You never touch it. We pick it up. And the smile that they get to keep.
It's like, the
tree and the tradition that they always loved, So that's kind of the fulfilling thing. So, but then on Thursday we had the Keystone had their open house, and I was very wary of having this open house because last time we did this in 2020, it was on the same thing. It was in the election week, and I tried to push it to the next week because in 2020 the election went on forever, and we had terrible attendance and all that stuff. But no, they wanted to do it, and you know what? I think it's just because there was a winner. I don't think it was, because we serve a lot of different people that vote this way or that way. And I think there was just some relief that it was over and we can move on and all that stuff because we had people were in a great mood.
We had one of our fellow Radio Oneers was in here earlier before you got here. And he was starting to talk politics, and I looked at him, I said, never talk politics at work, in business, in any way. It can only hurt you. You may think that you've won an argument or whatever. Never, ever talk politics at work. And I'll be doggone if I didn't see post after post after post this week in my feeds of people in this building either bragging or, the manifest destiny is the end of the world. My children will never be able to. And I'm thinking, just shut up. I mean, it was an election. Can we just go on? Don't talk politics at work, period.
Never makes this really.
Don't.
I always say, no politician is going to make a difference in your life. The only person that's going to make a difference in your life is you.
You. That's wisdom. But
wow.
Tell your children, don't talk politics at work. Don't talk politics at school. I remember saying something when I was a sophomore or junior in college. I was in a sociology class, and the professor said something, and I just, I didn't grow up that way, the way he said it, and I don't think I popped off, but I said something, and I barely got a C out of that class. I mean, it was he had my number from that point on, and I never talked about politics or anything again in school.
So, my college career was not very stellar.
3 whole days.
3 whole days.
But you got season tickets as a student in football.
So, my son Joe, he was struggling. He was at Colorado State, and Joe's not great time manager. So he was just wigging out over. He had to write a 8-page paper or something. I said, well, what is it? It needs to be on the election. So it must have been 2016 is what it was, 2016. Yeah. So he had to write, and I said, well, does your professor like
or hate
Donald Trump or like, he goes, oh, she hates Trump. And I wrote my one and only paper and just trashed Trump. Trashed him. I got a B+.
A B+. Look at you.
The only paper.
That's disgusting that our educational system is that way. Politics shouldn't matter. Religion. God's too big for one religion. So why are we pissing everybody off trying to tell them our opinions?
Yeah. I don't know why people go out on a limb and talk about one candidate's going to do this or one candidate, and then
shut up.
Then when that doesn't happen, you kind of look like an idiot.
Yeah.
So
hey, coming up.
Wait a minute. I got something. My sister-in-law Kathy.
Oh, is she?
She's a big runner, and now she's a walker and stuff. And she sent me a text like, Denny took the bus of shame. I think that's what the runners
call. It's called a SAG bus.
It's called. No, I think it's called the bus of shame.
Thanks a lot, kid. Yeah. Anstey, I know where she works. I'll find her.
All right, are you done? Can I? Go ahead.
But we're coming up on In the Weeds. It's going to be.
Is it In the Weeds next?
In the Weeds is next.
All right here on 93 WIBC. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the segment, yes, we are just as surprised as you are, a sponsored segment. It is In the Weeds with Denny Smith.
Brought to you by the lovely people at E.F. Marburger, 9999 North Allisonville Road. Kim and Kelly Marburger, the fourth generation of just a great family business. All right, Pat, today it's a marathon here in central Indiana. Terry Lynn Stacy has arrived, and so we've got
nice. I heard they fixed the mics, too. Let's see.
Well, let's see if she can. Is her mic working? Let's just see what we got. Terry Lynn? Hello? No. All right, scoot over there to the grill. All right, so since it is a marathon day.
Of course today.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Here
we go.
So, okay, the first marathon runner, his name was Walt, Herodotus, Philippides, or Pheidippides?
Philippides.
Pat Sullivan for the win. How did you know that?
Well, because I was just in Greece.
Oh, that's okay. And here's this. The first marathon was from what city to Athens? Was it Sparta, Carmel, Marathon, or Thessalonia?
Wait, that's a city?
Yeah.
I thought it was Olympia.
That's
Give those choices to me
All
again.
right, the first marathon was from what city to what city? From what city to Athens? Was it Sparta to Athens, Carmel to Athens, Marathon to Athens, or Thessalonia?
I bet it was Marathon.
I think Marathon, too.
Yeah.
Our answer is Marathon.
I mean, it's just
2 for 2. The ladies and gentlemen are here. All right, 26.2 miles.
Baklava.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Is that not?
No. 26.2 miles is the distance of a marathon.
Yes.
Okay. It's approximately from Monument Circle to, here in Indiana, from Monument Circle to Westfield, Zionsville, Noblesville, or Sheridan.
So the mini marathon goes from downtown to the Speedway, then back.
So that's about 7
So
miles.
it's
This
13?
one,
Is it
this
13?
one goes
Is it mini?
to 66th Street.
But this is
and
not
back, and then
And then.
But this one is one way. One way. How
Right,
far?
Our answer
we're
is-
just trying to figure that out.
our
So
answer is
I
ready.
think it's
1,
2,
2, 3.
3, Carmel.
Sheridan.
Pat is 3 for 3. I thought I was going to
How
embarrass
did
Sullivan
you know
today.
that?
Well,
I don't know.
You know,
You're good with
Okay.
measuring.
Now, Pat,
I
I
went to college for 3 days.
don't think you're going to get this one. A professional runner in ancient Greece was known as a.
Naked man.
No, I was just going to say naked man. I was.
They did run
was
naked.
honestly-
I think they had something to carry their junk so that it wouldn't do sway and
Oh,
backward.
hey.
All right.
No.
A professional runner in ancient Greece was known as a runner, B, marathoner, C, courier, or D, herald.
Oh, Harold. I don't feel good
What did
about
they
that
call
in my
him?
gut. Although something
Harold
does say
is
it could be
weird.
Harold, but it's kind of.
Could you repeat the
please.
A
question?
professional runner in ancient Greece was known as a runner, a marathoner, a courier, or a herald.
Is it courier? No, because he's not carrying anything.
I'm going to say
I'm waiting for Pat's guess.
I bet it's a runner.
I'm going to say courier.
Oh, I did like courier.
All right, so I have 2 couriers, and that's the first for Mr. Sullivan.
But
Yeah.
really, he guessed that mostly.
It's
really
a herald. They called
said,
him
I
herald.
felt it in my gut.
All
Was
right,
everyone named Harold?
So the traditional story is
Or
that
the different
Philippides,
spelling?
Yeah, okay, you're gonna let me tell my story.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, the traditional story relates that Philippides was an Athenian herald, which is translated to mean a day runner. He was like a guy that would deliver messages. He was sent to Sparta.
Like a courier.
He was sent to Sparta to request the help when the Persians landed at Marathon, Greece. Get this, he ran 150 miles in 2 days, and then they had a special request to get to Sparta to join it. He ran another 26 miles to the battlefield near Marathon, then back to Athens to announce the Greek victory over Persia. Okay, so everybody got together and the Greeks won. What were the first words that Philippides said when he got to Athens? What? My feet hurt. Damn, I'm thirsty. I quit. Joy, we win.
Joy, we win.
That was it. And then he fell dead. But he had run 150 miles, turned right over 2 days, and then he turned right around and ran the 26.2, and that's when he died.
Oh,
It's an
not a
incredible
great story.
Sad, actually, a very sad
You do
story.
have to hydrate. That's
All right,
for
so
sure.
here's where we're going with this. Nobody believed the Greeks when they wrote this down. They said that it was 40 kilometers, which is about 26.2 miles. So based on Herodotus' account, the British Royal Air Force Wing, there's a commander named there, John Foden. And Foden didn't believe it was possible, so he took 4 of his good officers, traveled all the way to Greece, which is where you were, Pat.
Yeah.
did this in 1982 on an official expedition to test whether it was possible to cover 155 miles in a day and a half, 36 hours, and then run another 26.2. Were they successful or not? What do you think? They were trying to prove that it was possible.
Was our military?
No. It was the English.
English.
Our guys are smarter than us to do this. But the English were...
English are pretty... They're our friends.
Yeah, but they said that the Greeks were lying. But here's what happened.
I'm going to say yes.
It was true. 3 runners were successful in completing the distance. John Schultens, John Foden, and John McCarthy. And since 1983, it's been an annual foot race from Athens to Sparta, known as the Spartathlon, celebrating Philippides' run across 153 miles of the Greek countryside.
All of them were named John.
2 other 3. John McCarthy, John Foden. Oh, they were all 3 Johns.
3 Johns.
John Schultens did it in 34 hours and 30 minutes. John Roden did it in 37 hours and 37 minutes. And then John McCarthy, 39 hours flat. Could you run 39 hours in a row?
Oh, hell no. Oh. I can't run. I can't run at all, actually.
Yeah, because of the knees.
Yep. Yeah. So the 3 Johns were arrested on a Saturday night.
I was going to say 3 Johns walk into a bar.
Oh. Terry, it's good to hear your voice. How was the traffic?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's just great.
Yeah, boy, you know what?
Did you make it to the building, or did you walk in?
I made it to the building. I talked my way up through everything, but they started to let. One of the officers said to us that we're waiting in this line at Maryland and Illinois said, you know what? This is the 5K coming. After that, we're going to let you go. And then I went, and he screamed at me, no. And then I just kept going.
Gave him the bird.
Meridian. And then got to get, because I have a great deal of respect for them. And some of them, as I was talking to them, trying to get here, were saying, we were great until I said, I hate this marathon. And they were like, I got to go. Because they don't want to comment on a marathon. They just doing their job.
Right.
Just ask them about, Taylor Swift. He'll talk to you.
Gosh, you guys, it is a mess out there. And I don't understand why we had notice, right? But still.
There was no way to get here.
And an inflatable chicken was running. I saw Batman running. I saw people running in the marathon with your dog Stop. And then I saw lots of babies, lots of strollers. I saw Batman, in fact. I was at Washington, right, Maryland and Illinois, and they start at Lucas Oil. And Batman was already tired when he got to my spot. And I bet you got a long way to go,
Holy
Batman.
marathon, Batman.
You got to keep going, buddy. You don't give up now. You just started. You're Batman.
I know.
Wow.
But holy smokes, is this a big one?
It is. It's It's. Oh, do I need to break?
Yeah, he's
what
doing
time
the break
is it?
sign. I don't. Oh.
You're at 47,
48. We're at the drop dead time. Sorry. We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC. Hi, we're back. Hey, we're having a little trouble with our phone lines.
Yeah, they're not working.
So,
it's a call-in show.
Well, that's okay. Listen, if you're downtown, we've cracked the window. Just shout your question up.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And
you can call me with your question, and I'll relay it.
Okay.
I'll give you my number.
You couldn't even remember 49th and Penn. How are you going to be able to do it?
Here's what you do. Call me at my number, 317-679-4371, and I'll relay your question in your voice.
And if you don't, you can also call mine, 317-696-1087.
Well, here's the problem. I've been trying to log in. My computer's dead here in studio. Our phones aren't working. I'm trying to think, how did the day parts get along with this? I mean, are their computers working?
They never listen to anyone else. They just talk.
All they talk about is their ratings. How can they get ratings if they're not communicating? Their computers don't work. Their phones don't work. How do they get ratings?
It just goes, man.
It's their brains. They're just
messing
small
with them.
talkers.
I bet they had a fun week, didn't they?
Hey, if you have a special grandchild or child, I went over to see Dave's Santa's Pit Stop yesterday.
Oh, Dave Wilson, look at my shirt.
Yes.
I bought a
there are
shirt.
only 2 reasons: Christmas and there are only 2 seasons. I'm sorry, you got it blocked. Christmas and racing. I know. I'm not going to make any.
Yes, you do, girl.
I don't want to make a comment about Terry Stacy's chest.
Yeah.
But not all of it could be seen. I'm just saying.
Gosh, that makes me laugh.
All right, Dave creates a personal
I like how they
video
made
message.
that one word a wave.
Yeah. Now, listen, if you want to have a personal message video from Santa Claus, here's the website, santadave.com.
God, it is so hot in here.
Will you guys let me help Dave here? It's really for Becky, not Dave. Santa Dave creates a personal video message for anyone, any time of the year. santadave.com. I think that's really neat.
It's really the coolest store. Today's really their grand opening.
Are we going to call Dave, or is he going to be too busy to talk?
Well, we should call, but he sits right in the front of Santa.
Isn't that cool?
And they have the coolest race car that when you come in the door, take a look at the race car that's kind of up on its side. You kind of miss it when you walk in because you're looking right at Santa.
Is it for sale?
But on the left is a really cool, just everything they've done. Big Joe was so instrumental
in
he
was.
Building.
Joe was exhausted
everything. Too. And you can buy some of Joe's beautiful woodwork there. And particular artists that you don't find anyplace else, all black and white checked and Christmas, and
it's pretty cool.
It's so cool. I love it. I'm so proud of those.
So
guys.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call over there because just going to give. It's almost like a welcome to retail call from me. So I'm going to call over there, and I'm going to describe an ornament from my childhood and ask them if they have it.
Oh, good Lord.
You know, it's round. Well, not really round. It's it's flat on one side.
Because this is the call you get it at Sullivan.
Yeah, and it's red, but it's not that real deep cherry red, but it's not pink. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of red, like Christmas red, but not really Christmas red. And then it has sparkles. The sparkles are so beautiful. But not, just the right amount, right?
We should call
and the weird thing is they don't. I don't want sparkles that come off. You know what I'm saying? I want the good ones. I don't want the ones made by the older Chinese kids. So.
Yeah, you didn't say that, did you really?
I think he did. I think he forgot we were on the radio.
Yeah.
He was so deep into what he was going to say when he calls over to Dave's place, Dave and Becky's.
No, it is kind of funny.
It is.
But
I can't imagine.
We listen to every one of our.
I think it would be fun to get a list of the questions that you guys get at Sullivan Hardware during the holidays, and just every week, let's go to the list and see the calls we received this week, what people are looking for.
Oh yeah, the train calls too. Whew. Wow. Okay, that was an hour, wasn't it? All right, hour number 2 is coming up, 93 WIBC. Well, but this one was obviously everyone knew. And Allison, she just kind of forgot to look at guess she didn't look at the map. She didn't look. She told everyone else to look at the map, but she just got here. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe she's lying. Maybe she was out to breakfast with the girls. Yeah, that's true. Not having to spend time with us. All right, so the marathon, traffic-wise, I always think to me it's the east and west is the problem. Like when you want to get across town. So it is all the way. So it's I think it's Meridian and is it Pennsylvania? I know it kind of jags around, but I know Meridian's involved. So it goes all the way up to 66th Street and all the way south to McCarty Street. So beware. Yeah. Because I assume there's probably more half marathon runners than there is marathon runners, would you say? I would think so. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they ever want to push the attendance of that thing, if they would do a golf cart division. Yeah. 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 Why does every marathon have to be about running and walking? Why can't we showcase electric vehicles like golf carts and stuff like that? Yeah. Scooters. How about how they start runners at one time, walkers at different time. Then you'd start scooters, golf carts. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you on drugs in there?
No, but I think that we could actually, make this thing a little more popular than what it is. It would, and I think then you would get a lot more spectators. All right, Sasha, we will we'll check in with next hour.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools, power tools.
Morning.
Yeah, you just plug 'em in.
Morning, Rascal. How are you?
Pretty good. Saturday's Home and Garden program. Thanks for the kolaches. Brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. 844-FIX-INDY.
Just the way I wrote it.
So we have kolaches, and then Ethan brought in donuts.
Ethan got on a scooter, and he was carrying it like a Pasquale's pizza, one arm in the air, driving a scooter.
Are you a regular scooter rider?
Hey, what do you know about it, huh? I'm carrying the
like your
donuts, huh?
Yeah.
No, I do enjoy scooters,
Do ya?
and I do very much enjoy Long's Donuts as well.
So, where'd you end up parking?
By Crackers Comedy Club.
Okay, and then you grabbed a scooter. That was the plan all along, get a scooter?
Well, I got stuck in traffic, and then I got a chance to back up, so I took it immediately, grabbed the scooter, saw it was on my way, and I was like, where there's a will, there's a way. We're going to make this happen.
Okay.
Right?
Look at
So-
you.
I was like, I can't let down Pat and Denny. There's no way I could do that.
Are we calling? Am I hearing that on the air?
I don't know.
I think
We're having a little phone trouble.
You know what? I got a computer up, so now I can at least do some stuff. So
Yeah.
And JMV was on the line. He was our test monkey. Oh, speaking of test monkeys, did you see where all those monkeys escaped in South Carolina?
Wait a minute. Okay, first of all, yes. So you said JMV,
Was
and then
on
you
the
said,
line, and then we dropped him.
Then you said, speaking of monkeys.
Yeah, speaking of monkeys.
Okay.
Got the monkey.
Just want to
off our
clarify
back.
that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your point?
Tell the story. Well, you called
Anyway,
JMV a monkey.
I was championing these monkeys that escaped. I can imagine what a jailbreak at a monkey museum laboratory must
43.
be. Here's the next thing they're going to tell us. They're going to tell us these monkeys are infected with some infectious disease, and I'm going to say,
Nope.
what are you infecting monkeys for?
Nope.
What did the monkeys do to us that we have to use these primates for that reason?
Well, these monkeys have not been tested on anything.
Okay.
So
it was a jailbreak.
They have, someone left so 43 monkeys, small. They said they were just like
I hope
3
they
to 4
make
pounds or
a
something.
rhesus monkey. I think that's the one that you saw like in Friends, and that. Oh, isn't it? Isn't that a little rhesus monkey?
I don't know.
Could be. They said they were real little. They have over 6,000 monkeys in this facility.
That just breaks my heart.
I'm with you, Denny.
Doggone it.
I know, and on the other side, yeah, I mean, I really do get it because I'm an animal lover. But on the other side of it, then, maybe they're helping cure a disease that your loved one has. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah,
Isn't that what
that's
they're
right.
for?
That's
they
right.
Test their drugs on the monkeys.
I mean, if we turn
I hate it. I hate all of it, but.
if we turned the way the politics are in this country, if we turned it to the decision to the people, the Republicans would send the Democrats over there, and the Democrats would send the Republicans over there to be tested.
What would you say if you found out that UFOs, people from another planet, were testing, that we were the guinea pigs?
We might be.
We may be.
We could be.
There's UFOs everywhere.
Hey, this is my conspiracy. You guys
it could
jumped
be.
on that like it was hot
Because
meat.
I believe it. I believe we're walking around. They're walking around among us. The people that have been tested on by the aliens that came down and got them in
There's
the
a
middle
lot
of
of
the night
UFOs
and
going.
took them up while they were sleeping, and then they injected them, and mostly in their
No,
eyeballs.
they
with
tried to
stuff.
impregnate.
And
They
then
didn't inject them. They were trying to
we don't
impregnate
know.
them.
I just
about
got a
that
shot
part.
in my eyeball this week. Do you think?
Oh.
I mean, you don't know,
And
right?
here's the weird thing. This doctor was brand new. Dr. I think it was Hudson, Dr. Hudson.
This sounds like
Well,
a Richard
and I
Pryor
know
movie
you
when the
don't-
guy comes in, he's cross-eyed, he goes, "Aro, how you go?" And the guy, he starts screaming and leaves the doctor.
So you're saying this doctor that I had,
Well,
Dr.
I mean,
Hudson,
I don't know
may be
Dr.
an
Hudson.
alien.
I mean, I hate to ask you, but what does he look different than human
She.
beings, or she?
She?
Did she hit the right eyeball?
Well,
She might be listening. So do
at
you,
some
and
point
then
I
it'll be even
thought she
scarier for
actually had
you.
a tail.
Oh, man.
Oh,
So-
Pat.
Pat.
This is a brand new doctor. She's got enough monkeys on her back.
But I'm just saying, she said it.
This is not good.
I was in there for a teeth cleaning, and she shot me in my eyeball.
Which is
Wait a minute. You go to the dentist to get your eyes shot up?
No, I went to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned, and Dr. Hudson hit me in the eyeball with a. She said it was fluoride.
What type of clinic is this?
She said it was fluoride.
Did you go to Kerry Wassom's again?
Yeah.
I would be a little curious about that, and quite possibly you now might be a different species.
No, hey,
and now you're
I've
going
said
to just
that
pass
for
it
years.
on.
Yeah.
You don't. I have noticed you don't blink a lot today.
Hey, did you hear the new definition for after all the voting? There's a new one. There's educated white men. There's uneducated white men. There's educated women. There's uneducated white women. Did you hear all these designations of how they're slicing and dicing this?
Well, I am an uneducated white man.
My mom says, I'm 94 years old. I voted since Truman. She was telling me about all the presidents she's voted through. And she goes, they're telling me I'm an uneducated white woman because I don't have a college degree. Yeah. She goes, what's that got to do with me voting? Right. She was really upset about that.
Well, I was thinking if I had a college degree, then I would not be working weekends.
Pat, you could be teaching any marketing course in any business college in America. I can't imagine calling you professor, but you could teach it.
Not if he's an alien.
Yeah,
he's only got one eye. I don't know.
If he's starting to grow a tail.
When Andrew was at where was he? I think he was at. I'll just say college, and he was taking business classes, and he goes, Dad, because I always go, how I freak out high school kids. I always go, hey, you going to college? They go, yeah. I said, well, I haven't been to college, but I'm thinking of going. Do you want a room? But anyway, so Andrew goes, Dad, he goes, I kind of envision you in this class. He goes, you would be raising your hand all the time.
Exactly.
That's not exactly how that works.
That's why I stopped I was in a PhD program, and I was listening to these business professors who were very sincere, but they couldn't find their ass in a well-lit room.
Oh, don't say that word.
You can't say that.
Don't say that word.
Okay, they couldn't find
We're not some edgy
they couldn't find their ass in their own car.
Saturday,
I mean, they were trying to teach business, but they had never run a business. They'd never been in business.
Yep.
And so how do you expect these people to share with you any insights as to what business? Pat, you could teach the course. You really could. But I dropped out, man.
I'm just kind of an idiot.
I'm a dropout. I'm a college dropout again.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's all I have.
Is that it?
No, wait. I wrote down some things. John and Cindy Hewlin want to know when the Salvation Army Radiothon, and I know we're hosting it, but I don't know.
Second weekend in December.
Second, what is it? 14th.
The 14th.
That's the Saturday, so 13th, 14th. Yep. Okay, 13th, 14th.
Their kickoff is tonight of the Salvation Army kickoff of their whole holiday campaign. And
really?
Everything is tonight.
Were we invited?
You were invited.
But you ignored them.
Oh, shoot.
It's at the Columbia Club.
It is. Yeah, you could just stay here the rest of the day and rather than...
Abdul is a member over there.
I know
could go with him.
That's such a cool building.
Yeah, it is cool.
Haunted.
On it for sure. All right, so we have that.
Okay. Good.
Salvation Army Radiothon.
Hey, the phone's ringing. Oh.
No. So, Trash Can Turkey. So I do Trash Can Turkey, and Turkey Fest is coming up on the 16th.
That's
next weekend.
That's next weekend.
Is it really?
It is. Better get your turkeys on order.
Smokes.
Let's do it. But real quick, I'm going to check the circle because that's also when they put the lights up, and the south side of the circle has just been, the steps have been a mess.
But they cleaned it. They cleaned the debris off the.
It looks good now.
After we berated them.
Well, they didn't have much time.
No.
They've got to put the lights up next weekend.
They do. Trash Can Turkey. So I'll do that. So when will I do it? So anyways, we do it. But my niece Mary, cult writer, she called me. She does a show in St. Louis called me Show Me St. Louis, and she's the host.
It's the Show Me State.
Yeah, she's the host of that. So, and because WTHR and her station are owned by the same company, I'm going to do a Trash Can Turkey for the St. Louis audience as well.
Oh my gosh, it's spreading.
And that's so fun.
It's spreading now into other states.
Mm.
You should patent it. Oh, look, patent it.
Hey, before we go to a break, I want to announce that we cannot take calls. Our Sphister valve and
That's
our
why we're talking about Show Me St. Louis.
Sully, we can't take calls.
We can?
We cannot.
That's what I said.
We've rebooted the system.
Why is he being so mean to me?
I don't know.
You just don't look at anybody else. You can't see through your glasses. You
can't
hear well.
He doesn't like who I voted for.
All right, I'm going to look at Ethan, and I'm just going to say
about
93 WIBC.
Hello. Hey, good morning. Welcome back. It is Saturday's Home and Garden Program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Poor Allison sat in traffic forever, and now we said, the phones aren't working. And so now she's running around.
But you can text us through Facebook. Text us with your question.
Well, you're going to go through Messenger, Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
Or you can just call on.
No.
What?
We can't. You can call our cell phone.
Yeah, because I took some calls, so let me see what I have.
Oh, I had a call, too, from Dana. I think Dana called.
Okay. Well, why don't we tell our listeners to text us, because you're not going to be able to take the call. So
yeah,
text
that's
us
what I meant, and that's
question.
what these people are doing.
Okay.
Texting. All right, so this was a shout out. Let's see, it's Trucker Matt. Trucker Matt said, "Hey, there's a neighbor in Eagledale that has a huge tree, well, plural trees. They're threatening to destroy her home. So she was going to call, but the phones are down. So she wanted to know if we knew any church ministries or somebody that could cut down trees for a kind of, and she said she's a charity case. So
I see what you're saying. Somebody that might do it for free.
Yeah.
Right, but you don't have to take a mission trip to Kentucky or to West Virginia. There's a mission trip right here. Is what Trucker Matt
recently,
us.
she's okay. She's a charity case, daughter of Elise Cardinal. Okay. Her mother went to church with Dick Crum.
Anyway,
so
she's needing help to remove some trees. Matt's reaching out to us to say if you know of a church or a youth group that's ready, that can help take down some trees, they just need some help. If
I can pay for some.
If you
can
be
help
glad
her?
to, yeah.
Oh,
I'll talk to Trucker Matt, and maybe we can.
Okay.
Maybe we can chip in. Everybody chip in.
I know you like the chainsaw.
I'm not going to do the work. I'm going to send my man Darren from First Choice Trees.
Hey, we have lots of people calling us on the phone. We can't.
Can I just take it? What happens if I take one?
Well, try it, but I don't.
Just see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. That's what happens.
Try channel 10 there.
Try another line.
Hey, good morning, WIBC.
Yeah, this is Charles.
Charles!
Why do you call in on this line? Charles, how did you get this number?
This is the news line.
I know. Why is he calling the news line?
Because he's got news.
Now, wait a minute. Last week, when I called the regular number, the phone blinked for a second, and it automatically went to the newsroom. Remember
You're the one that did it. I know you are.
Now, wait a minute.
No,
this stopped working last Saturday.
Davy Jones had nothing to do with it. No.
Davy Jones Locker.
This actually kind of helps as we investigate and try to figure out what's going on. So when you called another number, it jumped over to the news
automatically, line. And it happened last week. And after you hung up when you changed no, if you did,
Charles, what's the news number?
Oh, wait a minute. I'm 637.
Okay.
6397. I haven't. The last time there was when.
So that one works.
Sasha. So he said, "Get off the line, Charles, before I call the police." No, that was another number. Anyway, but what was called real quick before the FIB finds out about this, I just want to wish God bless all of you and everybody in Radio Land, and especially, of course, go Ben Davis and Super Coles tomorrow. But main thing is all of our veterans, past and present.
Yeah. God
bless them all for what they've done and did. My dad was in the Anzio invasion, anti-aircraft unit, and he used to relate. He didn't really like to talk about the war that much and stuff. And sometimes when movies would come on, he'd always say, "Nah," kind of thing.
Hey, Charles, can I stop you?
Sure.
So on Fox 59 this morning, they were doing the same. They had veterans come up, and Bill Ogle came up. This Bill Ogle's family. Bill Ogle was one of our carpenters.
Oh, is that
and
right?
The same thing. He never talked about the war, but he was shot down twice and then the Germans captured him and was part of the German Death March.
Yeah, he has a story to tell. And
so Mr. Ogle was the best.
That's not uncommon. That's pretty common that veterans of those days did not talk about.
I knew him.
When they did.
I knew him so long, decades, and I never knew.
I know Dad and a lot of his friends there, veterans, they didn't go out of their way to talk about it. He said something about my dad would say, he wished he had John Wayne with him when they went to combat. It had saved a lot of trouble, he used to say. But the other thing, before I forget, too, speaking of almost the equivalent of veterans, the people that had to, I stood in line with for the election there Tuesday, at least a half a dozen people or more before I got out of line, says, "You're that Charles guy, aren't you?"
Yeah.
And on my way out, this is always I could almost have a Hallmark card for this. As it was going out, one of the fellows, the other booth, as you go out the door, the guy was saying, "And thank you for your vote." And I said, and then this woman, little stoop-shouldered woman with a cane and had some people with her, had her great big, the dark sunglasses.
She had a posse.
Over my jacket, and she goes, "Come here. You're that Charles guy. I need to hit you with my cane." Total stranger, but she talked about, I told her, and she said that, refer to all of you like I do, all angels and saints there. And she said she met Terry, she says it must have been 20-some years ago or more when they used to do the old pick-a-pocket.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
They brought
somewhere
that back.
along the line, but I think it's that macular degenerate. But the Lord must have touched her because now she's found out she's regaining vision she hasn't had in almost 10 years now. So the Lord works.
Amazing. That's amazing.
But as far as back to the phone number deal, I'd like to find out what the excuse was, who left the door unlocked, instead of letting the dog, who let the dogs out, who let the monkeys out.
There you go.
Minus Davy Jones, of course. They're all gone now. No, Mickey Dolas is the only one left now.
Oh, is that right?
The original monkey said.
So you switched from real monkeys to
the group.
To the group. Yeah. I see.
Yeah. And
I was back to the
Planet
real.
of the Apes. They had enough gall earlier this year to do another Planet of the Apes movie. They just can't let it go.
I never watched that. That show kind of creeped me out.
I saw the first one, and that was
the one you want to catch. If you don't see any others, go all the way back 1968. Charlton Heston in the original.
Yeah, that's
when he's being questioned by the council. Where does he say he came from? Even though he doesn't say it on screen, they look at the notes that he left because they find out he's knowledgeable and can speak. They don't know it at the time. It doesn't say he's from Fort Wayne.
Oh.
His character.
Very good.
And his name was Taylor.
Taylor.
What a coincidence.
Hey, listen, we got to go, but here's your homework, Charles.
Yeah.
We're getting into the holiday season. I want you to pick one famous Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I want you to give us the backstory on it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can say right now, 1950.
No, not now.
No.
We got to save it when we get to the Christmas season.
He's on hold now.
And you can do more than one, but want one, and I want to know the skinny behind the making of the movie.
All the dirt.
There you go. All right, we're coming right back with more. Our number 239. Oh,
that's
for next week.
Let's give it a shot.
Well, let's try this one. Hold on. Let me just see this real quick.
Christmas season.
Hello.
Do more than one. Hey there, can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
All right.
Who's this?
Oh my God! Hey, it's regular Jeff.
Oh, it's regular Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
How are you? I am so sorry to bother you, but I knew that if I prayed about it after calling this station for 50 years, that for some reason I would get through.
And you did.
Here you are.
Here you are.
What? I really don't have anything to talk about. I'm going to let you guys bring up a subject.
Okay.
Well, the moles are back, but I'll let you bring up a subject. I just wanted to make sure that I got through because I knew with the prayer and the thinking
positive thinking. And Allison, I will tell you this, that I saw Allison go in the engineering room with a tool belt, a flashlight, and a roll of duct tape. And so she's done something in there.
That's it.
Yep.
Bet she fixed it.
Thanks, Jeff.
See you, man.
I'm so glad that she has her voice back and everything because I miss her giggle and everything that she does for the station. And look, I wasn't trying to bother you guys. I was just going to keep trying because for over 50 years, even on a landline, I've been calling this station.
There you go.
And I knew I was going to.
Well, unfortunately, you're not the fifth caller.
Oh.
See you, Jeff. We got to run. We're coming right back. 93 WIBC. Hey, good morning. So, should we pick up this hotline? Is that the news again? Let's try.
I don't recognize the 260. I'd be careful.
Well, that's someone from Fort Wayne.
Well, we try.
We talked about Fort Wayne earlier.
Why don't we try line 2?
Okay. Hey, good morning.
Hello.
Welcome. You're on the air. Who's this?
Hello.
Hello.
This is Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, I'm going to channel my JMV here for a moment. I went to Butler last night, and we all know that Butler lost and are not having a great start to the season. But what was amazing to me is that they lost to a team that had a one-armed player. In my 40 years of watching college basketball, it's the first time I've ever seen a team hit with a one-armed player.
Well, that's so cool.
Well, it wasn't so cool for Butler.
Well, it is what it is, but I'm glad that young man has persevered and hit the level of playing that most people would think that he couldn't have done.
That's true, Pat. Hey, my question is, when are the prime tickets now for Sullivan Express that are still available?
Well, Steve, I'm glad you asked. So there's 13,300 family tickets, and I think about almost 11,000 of 12,000 are sold. So we have Tuesday night at midnight. No, here's the deal. You just have to, everybody wants their time. They want December 14th, on the weekend, but there is still good tickets out there. And I think, my personal opinion, I think it's kind of more cool at night so that when the snow comes down that we have to make because Mother Nature isn't on cue around here. So I think it's just really cool. And so I just looked up what tickets people are buying right now. So I saw Wednesday at 5:05. Great time. So there is a lot of tickets. And
it does get dark earlier now.
And here's what you should do. Buy it. If you want to go, get a ticket now. Then keep watching and see if you can upgrade your ticket because people cancel all the time for, I forgot we're going to Hawaii, and
how do you forget you're going? Wait,
have a ticket, and then we have a 24-hour cancellation. So if you find a better one, email us, tell them you want to cancel which ticket, and then we just cancel it, and it'll sell to somebody else.
But I will say all available tickets are online. So if you just go to sullivanhardware.com, click on that calendar on the very front page, all the tickets you see is all we have. So it will say sold out if we're sold out, but if there's one available, there is. So that is all we have. But like Pat said, people are constantly changing their minds. So just keep an eye out for it.
And Pat, one additional question. What time does Turkey Fest start next week?
In my heart or for the public?
For the public.
For the public, I have no idea. Allison, any idea?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
It's so adorable, Steve, that you asked me questions.
Regrets that I will be unable to attend this year.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Should we change it?
No. Not necessary, Pat.
Okay.
And Allison, I do have one question for you because I know you often recycle Hammer and Nigel stuff on this program. When was the farewell to the vice president broadcast this week? Did you do it on Tuesday? Do it on Wednesday or Thursday this week?
I believe it was Wednesday.
Okay, because I was busy working and missed that. Because that's kind of a rite of passage with every candidate. But,
yes. Yeah, are you talking about the Sarah McLachlan tribute that we always do?
Yes.
Yeah, that's on Hammer Nigel's podcast page. If you just go to WIBC.com and scroll down a little bit, you'll see the Sarah McLachlan tribute to Kamala Harris.
Oh,
well, thanks,
Okay.
Allison. You're very helpful. Hey, that's
Steve,
all I got, Pat.
Steve, I just reached down into the trash can, and first thing that came up, Australian breakdancing star Ray Gunn announced she's retiring from competitive breakdancing.
Well, that's not surprising.
More to come on the Hammer and Nigel show.
Well, thanks, Pat. Hey, you guys are doing a great job.
Thanks. See you later. There goes Steve. We have time for one more, everyone?
Go for it.
Hey, good morning. Who's this?
We had a streak going, too.
A streak of one?
A streak of two.
Oh, did we do two?
Yeah.
I'll try one coming in live.
Yeah, here we go.
Hey, good morning. Who's this?
This is Roland.
Hi, Roland. What's up?
Hey, I thought I'd give you an update on that woodpecker issue I had a couple weeks ago.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. I had to get up early Sunday morning and go to church, where Church's Chicken, that is. So anyway, I knew it was going to be a long day, and I called around, and I said, you got any artificial woodpeckers? And they said, oh, no, we ain't got none of those. We got a bunch of artificial owls. And I said, well,
those don't work.
Yeah, I said, they ain't no good for nothing. You might just use target practice or something.
That's right.
And so I called, and this girl goes, well, we do have some artificial birds. And I said, well, can you check to see if you got any woodpeckers? She goes, no, I can't leave the register right now. I'm the only one here. And I said, okay. She goes, you'll just have to come on in. So I go on in there, and I'm looking around, and she shows up. She goes, this is all we got. They had some sparrows and canaries and this, that, and the other and everything. So I said, well, I need an artificial woodpecker. And she goes, well, what do you need that for? And I said, well, I got a small woodpecker problem. She goes, well, come on in the back room.
Oh, boy. So
we go in the back room, and she's got this wall. She's got all these silver balls on there. She's got gold. She's got green. She's got blue. She's even got every color you could think of. About that time, she grabs 2 silver balls, and she starts juggling them. She's juggling them over her head, behind her back, around the side, this, that, and the other. And I said, did you used to work for a circus or something? She says, no, I just love to juggle balls. I said, well, you were good at it. And so she goes, well, what do you think? And I said, well, do you have any bigger balls than these? And she goes, no, we just got these small ones. That's all we got. And I said, okay. So I grab a big armful of them, and I go up to the register, and, I pay for them. I get home. I got this big 28-foot extension ladder all stretched out, and I'm going to have to wrestle with that ladder, and I'm going to have to get these balls hung. So I put on my nail bag, and I got my sack of balls, and I climb up there. And it's windy, man. I'm hanging on this ladder.
Come on, Roland, move it along.
Let's go,
We're dying here.
Okay, well,
it's only a 4-hour show.
If I fall off this ladder, it's going to be ugly. And so I guess the ground to break my fall. About that time, my neighbor comes over. And he goes, hey, neighbor, how's it going? And I said, pretty good. And I said, how's that wife of yours? He goes, oh, Jedette, she's doing good. Mm-hmm. I said, what about that little girl? Oh, Jedamina, she's growing like a weed. And so he looks back. He goes, well, those balls look pretty nice hanging up there. I said, yeah, they do. He goes, well, what are you doing that for? And I said, well, I got a little pecker problem. He goes, well, don't we all?
All right, Roland, well, thanks for that call. We appreciate it. Our number, 239-9393. Coming right back, 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC. We consider the studio radio-free Kentucky today because little by little things are coming back up. They fade away, then they come back up. But if you want to give us a shout, the best way is individual messaging on Facebook?
Facebook
Allison?
Messenger or Facebook
Or we just go, hey, good morning, who's this? Ken?
This is Fulton.
Fulton! How are you, Fulton?
Good, who am I speaking with?
This is Pat.
Hey, Pat, how are you?
Yeah, we're having a little phone trouble, so we're just taking the calls live. We don't even know who's on them.
That's okay. I'm about to get ready for my Special Olympics prom tonight.
Wait, did you say Special Olympics
prom?
Yeah.
You going with your girlfriend?
I was trying to, but she's going on vacation.
Oh, shoot.
Will you be wearing a tux?
Yeah, I'll be wearing my tux.
Ooh. What color's your bow tie, or are you doing a tie?
It's going to be sparkly red and black bow tie.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, good choice.
Do they still do flowers for proms? It's been a long time since I've been to the prom. Yeah. Do they still do like a corsage?
I think so.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah. But I do have some other news to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in the Christmas concert on December 7th from 7 to 9 at Harbor Shores in Cicero.
Oh, nice. What part are you playing? What's the play?
Well, I'm singing and playing ukulele, Joy to the World.
Oh, okay.
That's fabulous.
You could maybe get on with the ukuleles.
Yeah.
We need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how everything else going good? You staying healthy?
Yeah. Yep. Still healthy. Yep.
All right. Well, get out there and run. You know, I know you're young, but you got to stay active. You can't sit in front of the boob tube.
Have fun at prom. I hope everything goes spectacular.
I'll pictures and I'll send it to JMV too.
Okay.
Make sure JMV is going to be doing the 90s tonight on B105.7.
All right. There you go. Thanks, Bolton.
Have fun.
There you go.
So there you go. Some calls are coming through.
Yeah, like this one right here. No. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
I got a question for you. I was supposed to ask you before when I called in. So I'm not really a cat guy, but I'm going to be honest. We have a Mancoon cat that probably weighs 30 pounds.
That's not a cat.
Black, I know.
That's a dog that's transitioned.
I tend to agree with you. And we have a small tabby that got ripped up in a car accident or a hawk got it or something, and my wife nursed it back. So now we have 2 house cats. Now, every cat in the neighborhood is coming over to our backyard, and she feels sorry to feed them and everything, but my wife won't turn away any animal that needs fed.
Are you married to Terry Stacy?
No, she's becoming a cat lady.
Oh. I was thinking, so what's wrong with all of this? Yeah. What's the problem?
Well, here's my problem. Okay, so I'm going to set up because we can't let some of the cats in the house. Oh no more cats in the house. But I need to. Isn't Denny or Pat? Isn't there some kind of a heating lamp or something to like warm chickens, and I can make them a little thing in the back?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. For those feral cats that have feral colonies within the city, you take a cooler. You can get a cooler, okay? You know, a pretty good size cooler. Cut a hole in it and fill it a little bit with some straw. And that is really a good way for them to stay warm. But they do have those heating lamps you're talking about. But, you know, again, these coolers seem to work pretty well for the cats that are feral.
And I would recommend Yeti coolers.
Oh, good idea.
At a great price right now.
Pat's got to make a sale here, and I understand that.
Anybody that buys a Yeti cooler and cuts a hole in it.
Well, I forgot. I guess I forgot an important part about the cooler. A styrofoam cooler.
Oh.
Insulated styrofoam cooler.
Why can't it be a Yeti?
Is it styrofoam?
Pat, who's going to cut a hole in a $300?
If they give me $300, I don't care.
It's
how
not.
they do it.
Oh, God, it's like buying a new pair of shoes and cutting out. Okay, Jeff. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Oh, wait, Jeff. Before you go,
yes,
because I have a whole chart, a flow chart here. How many cats does your wife have right now?
Well, we have 2 in the house.
Okay.
But we're noticing that more neighbors, and they're getting more friendly. There may be feral cats or whatever. Some of them don't have their ears cropped, so we know that they're feral.
Okay.
But the whole thing is, we're trying to fix the problem.
Hey, Jeff, how many cats?
So what I'm going to... Okay, so I want you to tell your wife, she right now just is called an admirer of cats. She is not in the cat lady category yet. And that happens right about 7.
Oh, okay? My golly.
I say bless her heart. You know what? I'm grateful there are people out there that will help the animals that don't have a home.
Yeah,
how does she feel about monkeys?
I feel the same way. That's what I do. Thank you, Jeff.
Hey, if you're trying to call in, it appears the way to do this is just let it ring and ring and ring, and Pat will just pull you up, he's going to do right now.
We'll see what the hell happens. This one, is this ringing? Okay, here we go. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Kurt.
Hi, Kurt. What's up?
What do you call a well-balanced horse?
Get your finger on the dump button.
I've got it. What do you call a well-balanced horse?
Stable. Have a great day, guys.
Yay!
All right, Pat. Here's one. Here's from a father. Here it goes.
Come on.
Thanksgiving question for you and the crew. What do sweet potatoes wear to bed?
What do sweet potatoes wear to bed?
Yammies.
That kind of sounds warm.
It does sound warm and would smell delightful.
Oh, man.
I think calls are getting through, Pat. You got another one.
Yeah, unfortunate, really.
We got about 3 minutes.
There was a day on this radio station when we really we've come to get so nervous to just answer a phone now, live. And there used to be a time that's just what you did. You just answered. If somebody called, you just picked it up.
You'd say WIBC.
Right.
You're live
Who's
on the
this?
air.
Live on the air. Had to tell
That's
them
right.
they were
You had
live.
to say you're live.
And there was no fear.
Oh. Hey, who's this?
This is Don.
Hey, Don. What's up?
I got a question. Have you guys talked about the persimmon seeds forecast for this year?
I bought a persimmon today.
We're doing that today in the 11 o'clock hour.
We are?
Uh-huh.
We are.
11.
Well, I cut some open that I picked up down in Hamilton County in Carmel.
Yeah.
And I did something this year that I hadn't done in the past. I soaked them in hot water for about an hour. And when I cut them up, and it appeared to be a spoon shape.
Soup spoon or regular spoon?
It was a soup spoon, I guess.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
But it wasn't detailed. So I'm just curious if you guys have cut any open yet.
We're going to do it at 11 o'clock, and we've even got persimmon pudding in here this morning too. So
my favorite.
We're gonna take a look at a couple. Terry Lynn brought them in, and we're gonna cut them open.
So at least in Hamilton County, we're looking for heavy snow.
Heavy snow.
And with a soup spoon, that means it's White Christmas.
So
he's making this up. He's making this up.
Have you heard of the lady that used to predict the weather that lived in Sheridan by the persimmon seeds and the?
No.
I think it was either April or May. The wind out of the east. Never heard of that?
No.
Yeah, you might want to. I know she's not around anymore, but I remember when I was farming up in Boone County. She was always the talk of the town.
I'll be darned.
The year. So she was in Sheridan. She predicted the winters with the persimmons. And my kids and I used to cut them open in the fall when we had the farm, write it on the wall of the barn, and then in spring come back, and it was really accurate. So
there you go. All right, thanks. Hey, see you later. 239-9393. So the idea is if it's a spoon, it looks like a spoon. It means a lot of snow. If it's a knife, then it can be very bitterly cold.
Cuts like a knife.
That's right.
What if it's a spork?
And it's a fork.
It's a spork.
Oh.
It's going to be in early spring.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What is it if it's a fork?
I don't know.
Are we doing the weather thing? I left all my weather notes. We still haven't done our weather thing, have we?
I thought you said we're doing it today.
Well, we're doing persimmons.
I brought the persimmon today because the persimmons are just about dried up and done.
Okay.
So I grabbed it.
All right. Hour number 3, if you care to listen, is coming up. 93 WIBC. Hey, Sasha. Hello. So not only do we have the marathon, but Allison was telling me we had the band competition over at Lucas Oil. So a little combination of things going on, although there's always something going on downtown. Yes. Especially, when you shut down the roads. So, but it should start clearing up. But north, now into the Broad Ripple area, you may have trouble getting across. So just be aware. So if you can just go around, you just go up past 66th Street, cut over, and then a little extra driving time. But you just have to plan your route, just like Allison did not.
If you see a guy with a big bass drum, give him some space. He's trying to get to the stadium.
I did not say that. I said if they truly believe in their cause, they should be willing to run in traffic. That's all I said.
This isn't even a charity
event. It is too. It's a long-held belief. So, you hate me for it.
Well, we've got a lot of things for that. Let's not add to it.
So, phones aren't really working very well.
They're working just fine.
So Sasha handed me a note. We trade back notes like school kids. And she gave me this note. It said, "Hey, I noticed you." No, it said it says 3 paper bark maples. Desired planting area only gets 2 to 3 hours of sunlight. Is that enough? Okay, so first of all, he called in on the news line. So when he said that, did you instantly say, "Is the person still breathing"? Did you say something like that? So you're a news person, I mean. Okay. So I would be 2 to 3 hours is probably not enough.
It's marginal. You can try it, but it's just not going to thrive.
Yeah. And if they don't work, if it doesn't work out, just take them back to Lowe's.
That's the joke.
Lowe's
Jonathan
handles all of our warranties.
Oh, Pat, you know what happens when you do that. Lowe's does not have.
Lowe's doesn't think that's funny. I don't know why. Oh, all right, Sasha, we'll check in with you next hour. Is that all right? All right, we're coming back.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons. The Home and Garden Program brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. 844-FIX-INDY. Also joining us on the program is our buddy JMV. Hey, John.
Hey, guys. How's it going today?
It's going good.
Any better?
It's a circus, Johnny, but it's okay.
Hey, are you having phone troubles in your studio?
I don't know. I guess I'll be in there a little bit later on tonight to find out. That would hamper all request 6-hour music show.
Yeah.
Well, you're on B105 tonight, right?
Right.
Those lines are okay.
They're fine. Mm-hmm.
It's a different floor. So.
Okay. Well, we got great engineers, and I'm sure it's probably out of their control. Is it?
It really is. It really is. It's a mystery.
Is it our building owners up on 7?
Ooh, it could be conspiracy.
Who would you call?
I got an idea. Is it that sound masking company they bought right before COVID? Is it finally working?
Here we go.
Oh, Lord. Boy, you know how to rake it up, don't you, John? Boy. Wow.
So the inside skinny, seventh floor was the people that owned us, Jeff Simolian, and there's some people up there that I think John doesn't feel very close to.
Yeah, I love where we are right now. Sorry, I liked them back in whatever. I better not even go any further right here.
Probably shouldn't.
They'll probably
stand down, soldier. Stand down.
Yeah, that's a good idea. No, I love where we are right now because we've seen some things, have we not, everybody, this past week in local radio. Yeah. And what it does is devalue local radio, and we all have to be lifting it up. And I don't give a damn where you work. If it's local radio around here, we've got to make sure everybody fully understands how necessary we are. Like, I have a great deal of understanding and respect for you guys working through a phone issue right now, too. It is still local. You're still counted on every single week and doing this great show. And long live local radio, even though those out-of-market folks sometimes don't feel the same way. But we got to lift it up, all of us. It's not just me and you guys. It's everybody in this market because we want to hang around and be able to do what we do for the folks of Indianapolis and Indiana for a lot longer than just today. And sometimes I think we forget that.
Yeah. There's nothing better than local radio and stuff.
And I will say, too, our listeners are probably the most dedicated fan base I've ever heard.
Pretty loyal.
For local listeners, I mean, truly, you guys make a difference.
Truly loyal that have been here for decades, have listened to this station.
Yeah. I listened as a kid.
I said this before, I get so much reaction when I go out from being on with you guys. Like, people go, well, I don't know. This jackass has a sports talk show. Yeah, but he's on with the Home and Garden show. Okay, so that's where I know him from right there. I have to tell my kids all the time that, hey, don't repeat what that guy just said because he's a jackass.
But
all the time.
It is, John, because you're in a lot of different medias. I mean, you're on, you have 2 different radio gigs.
On TV.
You're here. Well, let's see, you're on 3 different radio stations.
Yeah.
You have TV. And so I have a TV thing on Sunday morning, and someone wrote to me and said, hey, I really like your Sunday morning things on Channel 13. Have you ever thought about doing any talk radio?
Really?
And I said, well, I'm 30 years in right now, so you can join me. So we all think everybody knows, but they don't. This person catches me on Channel 13, and just like you, some people hear you on this show, some obviously on your very popular sports talk show, some on the JMV Takeover on B105.7, some on Fox 59, some from just watching you pee in your yard.
Exactly. And guys, we want local radio to live forever. And sometimes those don't have a similar viewpoint as us. And again, we saw this, with others earlier this week, those that have been around for a long time and have such a valued voice in this market, and we cannot afford to lose that. And I don't care who we're talking about. I don't care if we work with them, if you work against them. We want to remain so valued for those very important listeners. And here's the other part about it, too. I know Indianapolis is big. The surrounding areas is a big place. But it's still a very small town, and we all – there's no hiding behind the curtain once you guys are done. You're going to see everybody that you're talking to right now out. And that's the way I wanted it to be. That's why I got into radio in the first place. I mean, it wouldn't be any fun if you weren't able to talk to the folks that you're talking to right now in a more personal manner or fashion. And I just think sometimes those that really don't understand outside of this market, that they devalue that to a point that it may turn people off, and we never ever want that. And I think you guys just do a fantastic job of building those relationships and those connections, not just in the now, but for the future, and that's important for everybody.
And I just want to mention too, if I can during right now, is that the people that you're talking about, Laura Steele, Kevin Freeman, these are people that, even though we have always been at different places and working in different radio companies and stations, these are truly people that we are friends. At least for me, I can say truly friends with. I mean, there's never been any kind of division between me and others that are in this market. There really hasn't. We've all been friends. We go to the same events. We're at the same venues oftentimes, and it's a very welcoming, that local you're talking about, people that a lot of you have grown up listening to. These are really good people that love this city and love their listeners with all their heart. And so there's never been a division between us and some of these are talking about. So our hearts hurt when Laura Steele and when Kevin Freeman are let go. Yeah. Truly. Yeah. We've known him forever.
34 years for Kevin, too. I never met Kevin, but 34 years, that is incredible in doing what we do. And when I was making fun of our former owners on 7, good. If you were not all invested in it as you used to be, then, give it to somebody, in this case, as they did. I've absolutely loved Urban One so far. They've been great. They're so locally focused as well, and that's me. I'm very local. You guys are very local, and I think that a great deal. But you're right. I mean, 34 years is a long time, if you're talking about Kevin or talking about Laura, and sometimes out of market, especially with that program nationally over there, they have no idea other than just being on a spreadsheet. And to our listeners and to us guys, it's a hell of a lot more than just that. And here's hoping that there's more understanding as we move forward, because sometimes there's not.
I agree.
There you go.
Amen. Are you going to lead the union?
That's right.
Are you our union president? Will you be our union president?
Yeah.
No, I'll lead. I will lead anybody that.
No union, by the way.
I may get you guys all in trouble, but I will lead. So.
No, stop talking about it. I should have never said it. And there's no union. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah. I mean, and this is like on the heels. Just 12 hours ago, I was ripping on the Spectrum Awards. So.
I'm sorry, on the what award?
I'm not sure.
You were almost a river down too deep there, John.
The Rectum Award.
Yeah, the Rectum Award.
We're all up for that one.
And I'm kind of having some fun with that a little bit.
Did I win anything, by the way? No.
Honorable mention.
Really? Oh.
Is that right? Did he get honorable mention? Oh, you're making it up.
Scrotum
I mentioned
it.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's honorable and it's mentioned.
Huh. Hey, what everybody's talking about is Kevin Freeman from WFMS was let go after 34 years.
Laura Steele, a whole
bunch of years.
Yeah,
all of them.
A whole bunch of them.
34 years. He wasn't allowed to tell his audience goodbye, which is some kind of BS.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that, and it is. And listen, 34 years in one place like that, that's an incredible run, and he should be overwhelmingly happy. but he also should be treated a hell of a lot better than that.
Yeah.
Especially for being just mornings. You know, he just was on mornings for 34
years.
That's just unheard of.
Generations of people wake up with him.
Yeah.
Kind of like me back in the 90s. No, I'm just joking. But no, generations of people wake up with him, and that's not how.
I see where that was going.
It
took me a minute.
I know, I saw it though.
In my 20s,
Yeah.
generations of people wake up with me. I wondered if that kind of flew by.
It did.
See,
but I got it now.
Denny's red face though. Denny got embarrassed by that.
He left.
He's blushing. Denny, he is.
I didn't. I'm still here.
Denny said he's running the marathon. He's starting now.
The monumental. You know what? Running to me is always punishment. Anytime I was ever forced to run, non-basketball related, it was for something I did wrong. So no wonder I never did grasp or embrace running. It's always punishment.
Right. Well, I agree. I mean, if you play sports, it's always like, you got to run lines, you got to run this, run that. So, and then some people, though, they truly do. They enjoy it. I ran for a little bit of time, ruined my knees, and I can't really say. I guess there was maybe a week where I loved it, and then
and that was it.
That
was
it.
Thinking you did the mini marathon at one point. No,
never. No, it's during May. We're busy.
Yeah, you were pretending like you just got back from the mini marathon.
That's right.
Which I
was riding
in my
on
brain,
a golf
I still
course.
think happened.
Yes. No, I was. No, always the thing was I would take the Kenyans out the night before to Broad Ripple, see if I get them trashed, to give someone else a chance.
Right. I remember now. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, by the way, guys, my premier weight loss. Did you know that 4 months and 2 weeks, I'm at the 50-pound mark right now?
No way!
Wow.
You weigh 50 pounds?
That's impossible.
Yeah.
No, he's lost it.
But no, this is 50
How
pounds.
could you lose 50
That's
pounds?
amazing.
I wouldn't say you.
Pretty hard. I've gone at it pretty hard here. Like you know how Christian Bale, the actor, prepares for a film.
Know that.
I've done it kind of like that. I mean, I've really thrown myself into it. Like,
All right.
hey, Billy Bob Thornton, how he prepared for Sling Blade. It's except with me, it's been weight loss. I've really gone hard.
So you're going to be in a movie? No, wait a minute. I have questions.
I may have some leading man material. Here's what's great about it. Is I've got a whole new wardrobe for the 90s because I kept all my 90s clothes.
Of course you did.
So you're going to see me rocking Janeras and Timberland boots, and I'm toughing my jeans now and rolling up my sleeves.
All right. Wait, we have questions.
Yes, please.
So 50 pounds in how long?
Yeah.
2 months?
4 months.
4 months?
2 weeks.
So what, 12, 13 pounds a month?
Now we can ask you, how much did you weigh?
Too much. I thought I was just fine.
Are you not telling?
I weighed 244.
Did you really? You held that really well.
I had no idea. Pat, I had no idea. I looked in the mirror and I go, hey, you look pretty good, buddy. And I weighed 244 pounds on this frame.
240. And how tall are you? Like 5'10"? 5'11"?
Well, shrinking. I used to be 6 feet tall, but I think I'm like a crushed beer can at this point in my life.
Okay.
I think right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Great visual.
And so I'm going to turn to Denny for the math. Denny, how much does he weigh now?
50 from a 244?
Yeah.
Well, come on, Pat.
It's under
194.
194.
194.
194.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Weight, man. We get him in the ring.
How often do you get the shot?
I do it once a week, but it's also about how I've modified my diet a great deal. I'll give you a great example. This is how the reach is. So I go to Kilroy's yesterday, and I'm doing a Bud Light Blue Friday, and I had 3 different people order me bowls of cottage cheese while I was there.
It's one thing you demand, it's respect.
For protein?
I got a bowl of cottage cheese.
Yeah.
We got some more. They're ordering me. When I go out now, I get cottage cheese ordered for me.
Cottage cheese with pineapple salsa.
Oh.
Really
That
good.
sounds okay.
Yeah, I can't be doing that. I got to have cottage cheese, maybe with a little pepper. But hey, this coming for somebody that mixes cottage cheese and tuna. I do that.
Oh, I do too. I think that's good with some tomatoes. Little couple tomatoes in there. Add those.
Denny,
It's good.
don't knock it till you try it.
Delicious.
There, Denny.
It's like sardines and peanut butter. They don't go together,
they
John.
do go together.
Oh, protein. The protein is going to tie it all together. I'm looking for the protein right here.
So when you go out and you get cottage cheese, is it ever served on one of those little doilies?
Nah, it's put in one. It's put in a bowl that sits on a saucer, and it's like a scoop. Like a scoop. I like it in its round form. It looks like a scoop of ice cream.
I agree.
A lot, but it was nice of them to do that. It's unnecessary, but it's nice of them to do that. But no, I've eaten nothing but cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, tuna.
You're like
chicken.
Norm for cottage cheese when you walk in.
Yeah.
Well,
Norm! You get into a groove with your diet, and that's a lot of it. But no, I do the shot. I take the shot every week.
Do you do the shot yourself, or do you go in?
I'm going to get down to 175 was my sophomore year in high school weight.
Wow.
And I'm going to try to get down to 175 and see how I feel. And if I need to put, 10 back on, I'm going to do that. But
that is crazy.
Hey, Terry and Al, you should see me rocking these Genera jeans that I have. These jeans from the 1990s.
If only. We are visualizing it right now.
Take a picture and send it to us.
Yeah, could you?
Yeah. Let me tell you this. Next time I come
Go ahead and send one to HR at the same time. Just put us all on the same
I look
thread.
like I'm out of 90210.
Oh, man.
You know what? When you walk around naked in the yard, there's going to be a bigger crowd this year.
Yeah.
90210 and Melrose Place. I'm like right between that.
I think the zip code's a little farther west, John. Maybe all the way.
I can't wait to send the picture. Send the picture, John. Send the picture.
Hey, listen, John. Ethan is trying to open the window to jump out. So we have got to break.
I understand. Hey, guys.
Yes.
Great job as always, and long live local radio. Thank you always for
there
what
you go.
Guys.
Thank you.
JMV tonight on the JMV Takeover B105.7, and you can find them on the Fan Monday through Friday from 3 until 6. Coming back, 93 WIBC. Caught me by surprise. I did not hear the news.
This is what it is.
Word. That's a philodendron.
Don't cut it until you have the rooting hormone and you're ready to put it right in the potting soil.
Oh, so don't. Okay.
Yeah. Hey everyone. Good morning. The Saturday's Home and Garden Program brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. My name is Pat. My friend Denny.
I got persimmon pudding in my mouth.
That's right. And we have Hall of Fame broadcaster Terry Stacy joining us. And Allison Lemons and Ethan behind our board. We are in our Monument Circle studios on the 4th floor overlooking what will become the world's largest Christmas tree next week as the IBEW Union.
Local 481.
481.
481?
481, 482. 220, 221.
Whatever it takes.
It's an electrical joke.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They will be out here, and I think they have a nice week for it. I think it's.
So we're going to be a little chilly towards the end of the week.
Yeah, I remember when we used to broadcast that, and they wanted us outside, and it was like 35.
My very first broadcast with you guys was when we were sitting outside on
that was
the
your
circle,
very first?
And it was so cold. It was so cold that we told Dick to stay home. Like, we did not have him on air because it was just too cold.
I brought a propane tank, and we had a can heater there.
Yeah,
we were just
and I just
freezing.
remember Pat was so angry, and he was just sitting there so cold, and I was like, oh, no, what if everyone's so angry? But then I don't blame you.
Do you remember that, Pat?
Then I think I insulted a veteran that day.
No, probably not that far. But it was very cold, and it was kind of silly. But anyway.
There's something about, because we have cords on our headset, you can't move around.
Right.
So when you're standing in one place, you just tend to get.
And we were in the shade.
Yeah, yes, we were.
Always in the shade.
Oh,
when you're
boy.
on a broadcast, it feels like, doesn't it?
I think
you'll be down here.
I think that was Bob Schultz's problem. I think Bob's the one that put us out there.
It's really, I don't know. I don't know who to blame. But, yeah, next weekend you'll all be at Turkey Fest, 71st and Keystone.
Yep.
I'll be down here. But, yeah, every type of weather I've seen down here. Hard snow a couple years ago. We've had a great fall.
We've had a great fall.
Just amazing.
Besides it being a little dry,
right,
it has been beautiful.
But we're kind of catching up, and I think we've got a little rain coming in tomorrow,
we
too.
do, but we have some little more catching up to do because we were running like 2.6 inches behind. I think
we're 5 inches behind for the
year.
For the year, 5 inches behind.
So this little rain we've had hadn't helped at all.
It's a spit. It's nothing.
Oh dear.
It's really it's drought conditions in like.
Which is interesting because you think we would have gotten more rain from the hurricane stuff.
It sort of bypassed us.
Yeah.
We were the eye of the hurricane the whole way.
We got the wind.
We did get the wind.
All right. Are you ready to take mystery caller?
Mystery
caller.
Let's go.
Hey, good morning. Who's this? Hi.
You're live on WIBC.
Who's this?
Oh, come on. You dialed the number. Don't you want to talk to us?
Maybe it's the phone thing. I mean, maybe they can't hear.
We can hear them.
So we can't seem to screen the calls, but so when your call comes in, just let it ring, and then Ethan will either put it on hold, but you won't hear his voice. It'll just stop ringing, or I'll just take it live, and we'll hope for the best. So
let's try him one more time. Let's just see if we got him.
Okay. WIBC, who's this? Probably somebody else that fell asleep. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah, Kevin. I still have that.
It was so funny. We could hear this little
He
bit
was
of
hilarious.
Yeah. He was snoring a little bit.
Oh, let's try this one real quick. Ready?
All right, great.
WIBC, who's this?
Oh, it's an idiot that calls all the time.
Oh, hey.
Jeff, you got to get a part-time job or something, man.
Man, look, I took a day off. Give me some grit. Hey, Denny, what did you hear on the Farmer's Almanac this year of us having so much rain that we haven't had and freezing temperatures and snow?
I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell my wife when she tries to pin me down like that. Baby, I still love you, but I can't remember.
Do you follow the almanac?
No. I follow Sullivan.
Well, I know that. But, I mean, the Farmer's Almanac on what they do or no?
Oh, yeah. Well, we haven't had our weather predictions. Allison, usually gets the roadkill. I'd have to dig up the septic tank and see what the fly situation is. Pat does some weird stuff with
the mating of the chipmunks.
The mating of the chipmunks. So we haven't had that show yet. My guess is that we're going to do that after Turkey Fest this year.
Yep, that's right.
But the Farmer's Almanac is predicting a cold, wet, and snowy winter for Indiana.
And that's for Indiana. It's going to be rough here.
A wet winter whirlwind.
Ooh.
It's I can like that. It's the temperatures. I don't like the bitter cold. And I think because we're in a La Nina that we're not going to have the bitter cold, right? Maybe?
Sure. La Nina or La Nana?
No, not Nana. Nana was a couple years ago.
It was El Nino and La Nina.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
See you, Jeff.
All right, Jeff.
Look at all the...
Hey, this was supposed to be the short segment, remember?
I know, it's a short segment. We got to get out of here. But I was thinking about something, now I forget it. 239-9393. Coming right back, 93 WIBC. Hey, Pat Sullivan here for Hope Plumbing. Jack Hope, a great guy. He's used to work at the store. His partner, Brad. Listen, right now, they would like to remind you that a sump pump doesn't give you any warning signs when it quits. So hopefully the rain is going to pick up and that sump pump's going to be – now, not everyone has a sump pump, but they have a deal going on right now. So check out Hope Plumbing. But again, that is something you replace before it breaks so that does not cause floods in the basement. Hope Plumbing, 641-HOPE, 641-HOPE.
Hey, this is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. We just heard JMV talking about losing a lot of weight. And he did what we call the double, where he did some medication, but he also cut back his diet. The trifecta is to increase your exercise. How about doing this, 20 minutes a week and changing your life? You can do that, 20 minutes a week. It's 5 exercises that last between 20 and 2 minutes and 3 minutes. I'll leave it that way. And you take the muscle group to total exhaustion. That's the beauty of the Exercise Inc. method. It takes it to total exhaustion such that when it grows back, it's adding additional fiber, a little bit more tone, and you just get stronger and stronger. The idea is to go between 2 and 3 minutes. They're keeping good track of you. You've got an exercise coach right in there with you all the time. Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, Greenwood, now in Fishers, Indiana. If you want to see the videos, go to exerciseinc.com. Great company, great process. And if you want to talk to somebody, 317-750-2219 or exerciseinc.com. Well, the radio gods have shined on us here. It's the Home and Garden Show brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements, life happens. Our phones are working. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Maybe they blessed our phones, Pat. Yeah, you have to hit the button.
They are working.
They are working. 844-FIX-INDY. Great sponsor, great company.
You ready?
Ready.
WIBC, who's this? You're on the air.
This is Sharon from IBC. That's Indianapolis Bridge Center. And I called to congratulate you on helping us make $100,000 for the longest day.
Oh my gosh. Wonderful.
That's amazing.
Did you know that our two organizations raised $100,000?
I did not know that. That's amazing.
I feel the same way, and maybe we can try and top it next year. We've already started working on it at our end.
Okay, you're cheating then. I thought we said we were not going to work. We're not going to start until the calendar year of 2025.
Sorry.
There's no cheating for charity.
I don't think you were very sincere there.
So Sharon, how is everything at the Bridge Club?
Hey, we're back on track.
Are you?
Final.
I know, because I know COVID really hit you guys hard.
It did, but we are back. Full games, full classes, and great group of people.
How do people
we are not old.
How do people get in touch with you? Because a lot of people want to learn to play bridge. Their parents played bridge, or their grandparents played bridge, and now they're sort of coming back to it. How do they get to learn it? Where do they go?
Indianapolis Bridge Center, 317-845-5887, and we will be having free classes in January.
Wow.
There you
go. We have a great foundation that is paying our teachers to teach free classes. So we're really working hard right now.
There you go.
And dedicated volunteers to the longest day for the Alzheimer's Association. I always like to see Pat squirm a little bit when you guys show up because he knows he's got some serious competition.
Oh, yeah, it's fun competition because we're raising money for a great cause.
Yes.
Yes, we both know that.
Oh, yeah, thanks for calling.
Hey, you're welcome. I'll keep listening.
All right, see you, Sharon. Speaking of games, Indiana's top 5 games.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday.
Oh, really? I have the same information. I got it from the trash can. Number 5 in Indiana is a game I've never heard of. Catan? Catan?
It's Catan.
Catan?
Yeah, have you heard of it, Ethan? It's basically you build different towns, and it's a thinking man's game, I think.
But it's a board game. Catan. All right, 4th on the list, backgammon in Indiana.
Which I don't know what that is.
685 monthly searches in the state. Chess comes in 3rd with 881 monthly searches. Not surprisingly, number 2, Monopoly.
See, I would have thought that was number 1.
I did too, 1,239. And this kind of surprised me a little bit with 1,377 average monthly searches over the past year. Sorry.
That's the top game in Indiana, which I have a hard time believing. I don't know. I feel like everyone owns Sorry, but we don't actually play it.
I don't even remember.
I remember.
Yeah, it's always just sitting.
I remember sending people back and getting people, mad. Sorry.
Yeah, because that's the game where you can send people all the way back to the start, and I feel like it's kind of neat.
You've got 4 pieces of a different color, and everybody's trying to get to the top of it.
There are no winners. We're just here to play the game. Hey, when is do we have Craft Corner?
We do.
Terry Lynn, are you ready for Craft Corner?
We kind of missed the time, didn't we? All right, we're coming right back. We did. All right.
We'll come back and do it.
You want to do it right now?
I don't know.
When we come back?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Get ready.
Are you ready?
Hey, maybe coming up is Craft Corner, maybe not. 93 WIBC.
Stickers, buttons, and beads, doodles, you gotta see. We're gonna have a crafty-rific time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the unsponsored segment that is sweeping the city.
Not anymore.
Unsponsored, we're currently desperately looking Right now, it is Craft Corner. May I present to you Terry, Stacy, and Denny Smith.
Playing the part of my good friend Allison.
Allison's behind the camera, and today we're going to show you, I know this isn't necessarily a craft, although I'd like to please, if I may, bring out one of my favorites for fall. And this is a pumpkin that makes great centerpieces. They're so pretty. The kids love to make them, and you stack 2 or 3 of them up on each other, and they're simply made with Denny.
That is 4-inch vinyl duct tape, or air dryer vent duct. And you can also use the aluminized, but the plastic seems to paint easier.
And the plastic is better, and it does seem to paint. You spray paint that orange after you cut off whatever size that you'd like to have in your pumpkin, and you put it together, tape it, and then paint it, and then you stick a little moss, and then maybe a stick from your backyard.
You can watch Craft Corner on our Facebook page, Home and Garden Indiana, right now.
Yep, that's one of our favorites. Thanks to anybody and everybody that might be watching right now. But today,
also we have a persimmon today. A persimmon, when it's not ripe, Terry, it looks like a small little peach. You think they're beautiful, that area.
I do. Well, when they come right off the tree, the persimmons I brought you in the past are a beautiful, faint orange apricot colored. I don't know what this. I promise that's not me.
It's me.
A beautiful apricot color.
Sorry, everyone.
When they come off the tree, these have just lingered on the tree a little longer than normal, and I think they're obviously not old, but this is the persimmon I like to have for cooking.
This is from the persimmon flower, and then, of course, the fruit comes out from here. These are fertilized in the early spring. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the blossom out real quick.
Be so careful with that knife.
Again, this is going to, if you just don't know, this is how you can tell what kind of winter we're about to have.
And here's our seed right here. We're going to pop this seed out. And then the hard part is to cut it. So this is a persimmon seed. If you want to try to grow persimmons, then what you want to do is put this in a plastic bag, wrap it up in a little paper towel.
Wet.
And you can do it wet, but you want to freeze it. You want to make sure that it goes through a good freeze so it pretends like it's going through nature. And then once you go through that freeze cycle, then it's just a matter of planting them. But what Terry and I are going to do this morning, if I can keep from cutting my finger off, we're going to try to cut through it and see whether we see a spoon, a knife, a fork. Terry, I should have done this early.
A fork or a spoon.
Or it might be the Home and Garden Show logo.
Oh, wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. That would be some genetic engineering.
I just love that there's no pressure here to do that. All right, here we go. Now we're getting it. Now we're getting it.
Most afraid you're going to cut your fingers.
So what are we hoping for? What are we hoping for?
A
Which
boy.
one? A boy?
All right.
Alice would like to see the boy.
All right. So
wow, look at that.
Okay. Now, what we are seeing here, this
it
is...
stinks.
Okay, I'm watching.
This probably is a knife. Now, this is a knife. If it were a spoon, this would be a really big open area that is white, too. And this is where we would say, we're going to get a lot of snow.
That means bitter cold.
And then this little baby tells us it's going to be knife. So the cold cuts right through you. So now on this side, it's hard for us to see, but...
Not me.
Is there any indication? Do you see any faint hint of a spoon or a fork?
All I see is a knife, Terry.
Oh,
basically a knife.
Bitter cold.
This is terrible news.
Bitter cold.
Hey, now, Terry,
let's end it.
Here's the
it's
thing.
over.
Here, I'm going to show you how to do this. Put your hand out like this. All right. Now close your eyes. Close your eyes. Ready?
Okay.
Don't close your eyes around Denny.
Denny, I don't even have to open my eyes. I know what you did.
Oh, that stinks so bad.
Oh,
what is that?
It smells like vinegar.
It does smell like vinegar.
You know, and the thing is...
Oh, Denny, stop! Oh, look what that looks like. Oh,
looks like dog poop.
Oh. Ew, it does. Oh, I'm done with this. Thanks for watching.
All right.
All right. Well, so there you go, Pat.
So...
Man.
Here, let me have that. All right, so it's going to be snowy. It's going to be cold.
Snowy and cold.
Yeah.
Oh,
Al said greetings from St. Paul, Indiana. Love the show and can't wait to see you next week at Turkey Fest. That's right. We will be out at 71st and Keystone next week. I can't believe this is going on in the studio. These two are fighting like grade school kids. Like fifth graders. Stop. Watch your mouth, young man.
What? She stuck this.
So next week, we will be at 71st and Keystone for Turkey Fest, the celebration of the turkey, the unofficial kickoff to the holiday season at our 71st and Keystone store. So usually gets underway. It does get underway at 10 o'clock. We cook turkeys on Weber grills, big green eggs. We deep fry them. We, who am I missing? Traeger. We're going to cook turkey pizzas in the Gosney. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Lots of different ways. You can have the Pioneer ladies there.
Pioneers ladies, but big news, Max Beaver has retired.
Oh.
He's retired as the deep fryer. So,
yep.
So I'm going to try to get him out for a ceremony honoring him for the last
cool. I've reached
30
out
years, whatever it is.
Reached out to Linda Alley, invited her. I'm going to try to track down Amber Stearns Denny. And she was part of the Turkey Fest song. If you remember when we sat down with Sean Matthews to do all that all those years ago.
You know what I can also do? Clues, Joanne, God, the old brain. Joanne Clues, who sings at the church I go to, St. Pius. So I might just go up during Mass and ask her. She does a great turkey. Maybe she could come as well. Very talented people we know. All right, hour number 4 is coming up. Jump on board. We'll get back to your calls at 239-9393. Okay. I just don't need anything to mess with my Lexapro, okay? That's what I'm saying. You know we're selling Lexapro Christmas ornaments? True.
I love that.
Yeah, true. So, all right, Sasha, great to see you.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools.
Well, next week on the Home and Garden Show, we are going to be at 71st and Keystone. It's going to be Turkey Fest, and it's usually a good day for all the alumni from WIBC to come home. We just got word that Amber Stearns, who used to be in the WIBC newsroom, is going to be coming. She is one heck of a cook.
I'm so glad she's coming.
I hope she makes her sweet potato pie. Remember that sweet potato pie she would bring in?
When I talked to her, or when I saw her about this, I did not mention
When
it was
did you see? When did you see her?
Last night with the children's choir.
Oh, I haven't seen her forever.
She is fantastic. I just love her.
She has a beautiful voice. We used to sing and ring the bell for Salvation Army. That was always fun.
I was never invited.
You were down there ringing the bell while we were singing.
I wasn't invited to the singing.
Oh, well, that's for good reason.
I think I have a pretty good voice.
Oh.
Me.
Did you ever try out for choir?
No. Remember, I didn't talk.
He was like a screaming goat.
Yeah.
Anyway, Amber Stearns, I hope that Linda Alley can come with us, but Big Joe probably will show. I mean, we get everything. I'm a little bit sad to know that Max Beaver is not going to be cooking his turkeys in the oil.
Well, you know, he had it, so we're going to honor him if we can get him to come. He may not even be in town.
Of all the ways we cook the turkey. That's the most dangerous. And he was always coaching people through how to do it the right way without getting hurt.
Right there from the beginning, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah.
Well, what's so funny about Max too is like he'd always go, "Yeah, these guys are over here on the Weber cooking one turkey, and I got 4, 2 in each hand, bringing them."
Right. You can bang them out pretty quick.
It's pretty cool.
But yeah, it's funny. We still do the deep frying, but really don't recommend it. It's just too dangerous.
At the time he brought it to life, though, for us, we were like, "What? This is the greatest thing
This
ever."
is really cool.
It's really the Bob and Tom show. They're the ones that really got.
Is that where you kind of got going?
Yeah, those guys were really into the deep frying of turkeys. So, but it's just a great way to set the house on fire.
Oh boy, a million things can go wrong.
Yeah, because like the shoving like a turkey that's not quite thawed out. Inside of the oil. Yeah. Never good. All right, you guys ready for mystery call?
Okay, let's do it.
Here we go.
It's like Mystery Date, the game.
WIBC, you're on the air. Who's this? Who? Hello?
Who's yours?
Who's yours? All right.
I was going to go with
that went well.
Let the dogs out.
WIBC, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is Ken.
Hi, Ken.
How's it going today?
It's going well. What can we do for you today, or what can you enlighten us with?
Well, I can't rely on anything. I was hoping Denny may be able to help me or somebody.
Sure.
I'm looking for some place where you can pick persimmons. I had a tree in Trafalgar that I used to go to all the time. The gentleman sold a house, and the people put up a fence and put a sign on, no persimmon picking.
Oh boy.
They have the best persimmons.
If you don't mind hiking a little bit, the Yellowwood Forest down in Morgan Monroe area is really a good place to find persimmon trees. A lot of the persimmon trees that are in the city parks are just too tall now. And I'm thinking of the one that's in Cool Creek Park, and it's really, really tall. And if it fruits, we can't see it. And by the time then they fall, then it's no good. But Yellowwood Forest, and I wouldn't hesitate a second to call the Indiana Department of Natural Resources and ask them to bird dog some for you. But that's how I'd approach it, okay?
Yeah, this tree that was down Trafalgar was loaded this year. And then I had a second one, which was over on Franklin Road in Franklin Township area. And it had dropped real soon. They were all gone by the time, except for two.
Isn't that funny? We were just talking about Max Beaver, and 2 doors down from Max Beaver was my high school industrial arts teacher, Finest Gent, and his wife, Sue. And they had a beautiful persimmon tree in the back. And Sue always let us come by and pick the persimmons. But they have both passed on and gone on home to God. So I don't know who owns that house, but they have one heck of a nice persimmon tree in the backyard.
You know, if you go throw a ladder up, you'll probably learn who lives there.
Maybe so.
Yeah,
and what type of buckshot they're shooting too.
You know how long the persimmon that I brought today came off of a tree, and it's pretty. You know, it looks like it's pretty close to, and it smells pretty much.
It looks like
it's
a prune.
over.
That's what they should look like when you open them.
Yeah,
it is. So that's when they're.
That's when you want to mush them. You don't want to do them when the skin's smooth, because they're so bitter. There's like an alum. I mean, it'll scrunch up your mouth like this, and you can't talk.
So how much time do we have left for picking, do you think?
Well, as long you can pick them up off the ground, because you're just mushing them up. You know, you can strain them, put them through a colander and stuff. But yeah, as long as they look like prunes, they're in good shape.
Okay.
I just eat them right off the tree when they're like that.
You know, my mom did that. We were on a scout hike once, and we were doing that, and she was eating all the mushy ones, and another scout troop came by, and they picked the ripe and the non-ripe ones off the tree. And my mom's eating the good and sweet ones, and this kid bites into that, and the look he gave my mom was like, "You're out of your mind, woman." You know, you could just see his lips coming like this from the tartness of it. So you got to get the right ones is what you got to do.
Yeah, my dad did that to me.
Yeah. Aren't they just mean? It's just kind of funny the way they do that. Anyway, good luck to you. If you find a tree, let us know where it is, okay?
All righty. Thank you.
All right.
And apparently eating persimmons is really good for your nails, your lips, and would be good for cracked feet.
Huh.
For skin?
Yeah.
Anything about prostate?
You can report back if you like.
Yeah. Let us know, Pat.
Just wondering for a friend.
Wondering for a friend.
Orally.
Okay. So listen, everyone.
Terry Stacy, that went right over my head for about 2.2 seconds.
What she said in here.
She said you want to do this orally. Your prostate.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah, that's right.
Out of the.
So, okay. Hold on. I'm going to grab this call.
Okay.
WIBC, who's this?
You're live on the air.
This is Denny Sutherland.
Hey, Denny.
Calling.
Yeah.
Hi, Pat.
We're having a little. Yeah, go ahead.
His birthday's coming up.
Well, I wanted to remind Denny Smith that this Wednesday, the November 13th, is my 75th birthday, and I know Pat's going to be celebrating in all the stores, but I just want to remind him, okay?
Yep, 75% off.
Wow.
What?
Thursday only?
Nails only.
Yeah, just in the morning.
Just in the morning.
5 a.m. till 8.
Okay.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
We're going to put Denny Sutherland on sale, 75% off.
Well, happy upcoming birthday, Denny.
Well, thank you. I don't think anybody's going to buy me, though, Denny Smith. Not even my wife of 75 years.
Oh, she's the one that put you up for sale. Are you kidding? Oh, my goodness.
Okay, well, listen, you guys, have a good day. Have fun. Go IU. Go DePaul.
Thanks for brightening our lives.
You did brighten all our lives.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So nice.
Thanks, guys. All right, see ya. Denny had texted me and said, hey, I can't get in. Well, our phones are bad, so if you're calling, just call 239-9393. Let it ring, and then we will grab it. But right now we can't actually screen them. So
if we could have screened it, if we could have screened it, we wouldn't have taken Sutherland's call.
Well, that's fair, but he goes by a variety of names. We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
They don't say Amber Stern sweet potato pie, but we're hoping.
You know what they used to say, green race cars.
We're unlucky.
Bad luck.
I don't think.
Really?
You know what? But I don't believe that. Same thing with number 13.
I happen to have a green train.
Is it bad luck?
Oh, my gosh. It's been nothing. It's been like a lemon. So we put it.
You?
We had to put it. Can you turn our mic on there?
There we go. Nobody wants to get on the green train?
No, it's just mechanically. It has just been. It's only 2 years old. We bought it in 22.
What, did you buy it new or did you buy it used?
No, new.
Yeah.
Do you allow peanuts on board? Because that's what always
Peanuts?
was the bad luck about the green race cars.
I don't think that was peanuts.
It was peanuts.
I think that
It was.
It was the shells.
The peanuts got in a turbocharger once and shut them down, and so they banned them.
A semi pulled up, and we put that engine back on a semi and sent it back to Canada for repair. First time we've ever, we could not fix it. And that was the only thing on the entire semi. He was driving right to Canada.
Just with a little green car.
Like, it kind of made me sad, my baby going.
Aw, off to college.
You named there. I remember you had names for a while, Maggie and so.
Yeah, I'm gonna get because we have 2 more grandchildren coming, and so we have 8 trains, 8 grandchildren.
Wow.
So we're gonna put
no more kids out there. I mean, are you saying that's the end because I've only got 8 cars?
No.
There can be
Just
no more
keep
children?
buying them.
No. We always
Just
need
keep
more.
buying-
We'll
keep
always
buying
need more trains, because you want it to grow, right?
Sure.
It's a little hard. I mean, we have to really watch what we're doing because of parking and stuff. So we're actually putting out a guide this year, a shopping, for non-train. It'll be green for come shop.
Oh,
yellow,
I see what you're doing.
Caution, because we run at different capacities. So we'll start with maybe I can't really say the secrets, but half capacity. And then we'll go to 3/4 capacity, and then to full capacity at different times during the day. So it's when we get to full capacity that it's pretty crowded.
So it's kind of like when you go on Google and you search a store and it says it's busy now, or it has like a line that says lower crowds than normal or something to kind of gauge.
That
so
is
if you
crazy,
just So if you just want to go in and shop, you can kind of gauge.
Right.
Okay, maybe not when half of Indianapolis is here riding the train.
Speaking of Google, I think they
like.
figured that out. If you have a wish list on Google, every once in a while you get an email and say that all of a sudden it's 5% or 10% off, and it's because nobody else is buying it, and they're trying to get it to move. So they really look at that stuff. Lots of, look at this, Pat. We got calls.
Well, yes, we do, Dennis.
It's because we're special, I guess.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest?
Hey, welcome to WIBC, the home of Terry Stacy, Hall of Famer, Allison, Ethan, and this partner of mine that I'm not sure I want to
WIBC, who's this?
Wait, are you talking to me?
Yes, we are.
You're live on the air.
This is Tim.
It's Tim.
Tim?
So I grew up north in Blasky County, and we had peach trees, little white peach trees, little white peaches. And they're about the size of golf balls, maybe a racquetball in a good year. And they were kind of bitter. But a friend of mine down here, because I'm down here around Indy now, he's got a peach tree that they still call a white peach, but they're about the size of a baseball or maybe a little bigger. And they get a nice red blush, and they are sweet and buttery.
Oh, yum.
Well, and I picked this tree clean this year, and first year I made peach butter, so I'm going to try that out.
Ooh.
But I saved all the pits. I just put them on a cookie sheet, let them dry out, and I put them in a cardboard box. I would love my father passed a few years ago, and my sister and I got his farm. There's a bunch of scrub woods, and there's a bunch of pasture and things like that. I'd love to get a bunch of those peach trees growing and just scatter them around, as many as I can plant.
How long ago did you put them, did you dry them out? How long ago was that? Was that this year?
Yeah, it was this year.
All right, you want to get them cold. Now, you can put them outside to get them cold. You can put them in a paper bag, or you can put them in the freezer. But the idea is to get them to think that it's wintertime so that when they break freeze or when they break dormancy, that's the best time to plant them. So get them cold, and then let's say February or March when we get a good thaw, get out there and plant them.
And is there how deep? Is there any special way to plant them?
I don't have a clue. It sounds like they're just like a peach tree. I would guess a peach tree about 3 to 4 inches deep.
Yeah, I would say.
Okay. And so when I put them in the freezer, do I just put them in a Ziploc bag and throw the whole thing in the freezer?
I would put them in a paper bag so that I think a paper bag would be best, but it shouldn't make any difference, okay? You just want to get them cold. You want them to freeze and be frozen for 3 to 4 weeks.
And it's not going to dry them out or hurt them or anything?
Should not.
Should not.
Now, I did notice, because I thought I got them perfectly dry, and I thought I got them nice and clean, there's a little bit of mold on some of them in the box. Is that a problem?
We'll find out. You've got enough of them that you'll find out pretty quick. But good luck to you.
Tim, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Our number 239-9393. Right now we are joined by Zach from the Michaelis Corporation. Hey, Zach.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Well, we're doing surprisingly well. I mean, for what we've been through today, marathon. Some of us had traffic issues coming in. Others worked with, people that sometimes we don't like to work with.
Marginal colleagues.
Yeah. Hey, it was really interesting. I was listening to your previous conversation, and it's so crazy how much knowledge you guys have on gardening. Like, that is impressive to me.
It's mostly Sullivan.
No.
Here's the thing.
Danny's a farmer.
Sully has learned it because he knows what sells, he knows what works, and he knows what doesn't work because he's a retailer. And not only that, but he really does have a good, quick mind, and he remembers everything that people talk about. So you sort all that together, and we've got ourselves our own AI computer in here.
You're describing yourself.
No, I'm describing you. Do you remember what my dad said about you when he tried to teach you plumbing? He said you were one of the best apprentices, and he had a naturally quick mechanical mind. That's
right.
what Snuffy said that about you.
Friday's payday doesn't go downhill.
Hey, now that's my father you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Zach, what's new over there at Michaelis?
Man, I'll tell you what, there's so many things happening, but, one thing that we're pretty focused on right now is fire and smoke damage. We got fire season coming up, and people are starting to turn on their space heaters and starting to prepare for the sub-zero temperatures in the winter. And so that's one thing that we're focused on is just making sure people are prepared and making sure they're prepared not only if they have a fire, but if they do, to be sure to call the right people. I think that a lot of people, they tend to maybe question as to whether or not they should really call anybody. Maybe they have a small little thing happen that just provides a little bit of smoke in their home. But, that fire, it created a chemical that spread throughout their home. And you always want to get that stuff clean, big or small, it doesn't really matter. And so that's something that we're focused on right now is just educating people prior to fire season, making sure they're prepared and ready to go in case something does happen. Because
Zach, when I had our fire, when I set the house on fire, and this is a little delicate because of the insurance companies, but, obviously I was going to use Michaelis. Relationship we have. But as soon as we called the insurance company, they were going to give me the name of the store.
Their guy.
And I said, no, I have somebody. And they were fine with that. But, I wanted somebody that was working directly for me. And I'm not saying that some of the other ones don't. I'm just saying it's just kind of a weird kind of a relationship.
They have that relationship with another contractor for a reason, and it's probably a financial reason. With Michaelis, they're looking out for you.
Choice. It is the homeowner's choice, like you guys said too. That's another thing that we look at is I think a lot of people can think that insurance can dictate that, and it's like, well, it is the homeowner's choice to determine who they want to use too. So,
yeah, I think they called them. Do they call them preferred providers or something like that, or is that a doctor term?
It's a doctor term, but it works just.
Yeah.
We understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So so that can be on a big job, which I just want to say one of the firefighters from IFD said that this is the biggest toaster fire I have ever seen. I think you set a record.
That's how he does it.
Yeah, go big. Go big, go home. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, Zach, it's great hearing from you. So anytime you want to come in and host the third hour, you're more than welcome. You know that. So.
Hey, for sure. Yeah, I'll just get right on that. I'll give you guys a call. So
you don't have to call it. Just come in. All right. Thanks, Zach. It's the Michaelis Corporation. The number 844-FIX-INDY. That's 844-FIX-INDY. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, along with Denny Smith, Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons. This is the Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. We have the speed round coming up soon, but we continue to take your calls at 239-9393. Ethan, what's the current situation with the phones? Are you able to talk to people, or do you just pick them up and put them on hold?
So currently, we're going to work under the understanding that I'm just going to throw you right on hold.
So you won't hear it. So all you're going to hear is ringing, and then should be able to hear the show.
Station in the background.
Yeah, in the background. So then we're just going to take you from there.
And then be ready for air as soon as you get on there, too. We're going right into it.
Put the potty mouth away. Put the potty mouth away, and let's get moving. Has anyone ever tried pickle hummus? I found that in my refrigerator. It was really good.
No.
Pickle hummus.
No, thank you.
Did you have it with pita bread or carrots? What do you eat it with?
A spoon.
Oh, you just eat out of the jar?
No. We usually some pita chips. Yeah, pita chips.
So think how you would have done that. You would have skinned your cucumber and dumped it into a blender, got it going and chewed all up, and then you just put it in the refrigerator? Is that the hummus type of?
We just go to the store and get it.
Okay, well, pickles are cucumbers, right?
It just said pickle hummus on the.
We better take it. We better take a call.
We just bought it.
We had pickle candy canes last week that were good.
Oh, they were terrible.
They were good.
No, the dill pickles were good.
The ketchup ones were bad.
Flavored candy canes and the mac and cheese candy canes.
Not good.
Man, gag a maggot.
Send those to your enemies.
But yeah, that's right.
Let's leave them in the studio for
pickle hummus.
Good. All right. Is it kind of salty then? Vinegary?
Just kind of hummusy.
You're hard to work with.
Did it taste like pickle?
It was. I think Beth said it was next to the one that said hummus, and then it was pickle hummus. Hey, good afternoon, WIBC. Who's this? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
This is Lisa?
Yes.
Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good.
Hey, I have a couple questions.
Okay.
One, I called the other weekend about the young trees, and I bought the Royal Raindrop Crabapple tree from Sullivan's.
Oh, nice.
And everybody's telling me that it's not a very nice looking tree. Is that true?
It's pretty popular. It's apple scab resistant. So.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah.
I feel good about.
You know what I would tell? You know what I would tell those people?
What?
Shut up.
Oh, Lisa.
I will.
Everybody. Sometimes people get jealous, and then they just say, I don't think that's a very nice tree, and they really don't know what they're talking about. They're just jealous that you're getting a new tree.
That's what I think. So good. Good point.
Tell them
and
to
then
go to
I have
confession.
a very young ginkgo tree that has a lot of brown spots on it, but the leaves are all yellow. But there's a lot of brown spots on it. Is that okay?
I think that's fine. But just as a precaution, I would make sure that I picked up the leaves and bag them and trash them, and don't let them in case there is a disease on those.
Okay.
Save the fruit for Terry. Yeah, save the fruit on the ginkgo tree for Terry. It's her favorite.
Love it.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Awful.
Well, thanks, Lisa.
Should I still be watering the trees?
Yes.
Okay.
Water them. We're still running a deficit, and I would water them until the ground is frozen.
Got you. Because there's still a family, household argument that we're still going back and forth on. So solved again.
Yep.
Keep watering.
Tell them to. Yep. Got to
Thanks,
keep
guys.
going.
Have a great day.
All right. See you later.
And plantings, this is a great time still
Great
to
time
plant
to plant.
It's the best
your
time in the
trees
world.
and stuff. Still get those.
Great
We still
time.
have plenty of time till it gets
Yep.
frozen.
When the air temperature gets cold, the ground remains warm, and we get great root development.
Okay.
WIBC, who's this? Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, hey. Who's this?
How do you keep mice out of your car in the wintertime? What's the name of those packets?
Uncle Gus or Grandpa
Gus, yeah.
Grandpa Gus.
Actually, it seems like,
Gus.
yeah, and because there is, always what happens is one product will come out, and when everybody else realizes, hey, there is something to this, now you'll see more and more because they found out
that's what happened
that
with
those
the
repellents
Explain
really work.
what it is, but maybe nobody knows
They're
what
usually
that is.
in bags, and you put them around, and whatever I guess it's like anything else, the smell or whatever, it turns them away.
But Grandpa Gus, it's the way, and that's what happened with talpid worms. Everybody said they'd never work,
Right.
and now we know they do.
For moles, yeah.
For moles.
All right. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for the call.
Grandpa Gus.
Our number 239-9393. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, it's
speed
time
round.
for the speed round.
Thank heavens.
Right here on 93 WIBC.
How do you really feel? My favorite segment. Because it's the last segment.
What started at half staff at 9:06 this morning.
It's just the two of us.
Just the two of us. The girls lost in marathon traffic. And here we've come. The final segment, the speed round, where we take your calls at 239-9393, and you give us a quick question, and we give you a quicker answer. But again, you'll want to tell us about when you ran a marathon, and that's okay. Speed Round is brought to you by
Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, Indiana. Great pricing on Lazy Boy, Indiana-made Smith Brothers furniture. Those mattresses made in Indiana and maintenance-free outdoor furniture. Great people. Free delivery up to 75 miles. It's thompsonfurniture.net, Pat.
Who's ready for the Speed Round?
Here we go.
Who? We had all these calls, and then I think when I started doing that, I scared people, and everybody hung up.
Well, we got one left. Let's see if there's still game.
But the call was loaded, and I started yelling. And I said, you can't handle it. And then
Maybe they're like, yeah, you're right. I can't.
239-9393. We got time for you. 239-9393.
WIBC, who's this?
Lloyd.
Hi, Lloyd.
Hey, when and how much to cut back roses?
That's a great question because normally, ideally, we don't cut roses back until the month of March, but we also know people like to clean up their garden. So ultimately, we want to cut a rose back to generally 18 inches. So if you have something that's big and you just want to clean the garden up, cut it back to 36 inches now, and then in March, you would cut it back to 18 and then fertilize it, start fertilizing it in March.
Be safe. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Roses. You
and that's the end of the speed round.
Actually, you can cut
Do
them
you have
back
one
more,
Facebook
but
question?
then the problem is you get a frost damage, and then you can't.
That's right.
That's why you have to.
Then
go
you
in
have to
stages.
cut back more dead wood.
What's our question, Allison?
Susie asks, my maple tree has wilted, and how long do I have to wait to replant one in the ground after that one's gone?
Well, I think it's just wilted because it's fall.
It says my maple tree
That's
has...
a very common thing with gardeners. They see
is it verticulum wilt?
Yeah.
Is that what?
Vera.
How do you say that? I skipped that word because I didn't know how to say it.
Let's see the word. It's you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What is it, Denny?
I think it's verticulum. Can we give her a mic?
Okay. Here we go.
So I was right.
Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah, I think it is.
Verticillium.
Oh, that was close.
That was close.
So what does it mean?
It's a bacteria.
Yeah, clean up all the same thing. Clean up all the foliage, and then I would spray it in spring with a dormant oil spray in the spring before, and then I would probably use either a soil drench or a contact spray in the growing season.
There you go, Susie.
Wow.
Denny, how about some tips, plumbing tips, getting ready for the holidays?
You want to make sure that the hoses are disconnected. If you're going to wash your car this time of year, just always disconnect the hose, because sometimes we have an anti-siphon device on all the the Woodfords, that code changed 20 years ago, but there are houses older than 20 years. Terry Lynn Stacy lives in a house older than 20, and they can still stay full of water. And, of course, when we get the hard freeze that our persimmons told us we're going to get, then it freezes. It doesn't let the water drain out, and it freezes the pipe. So next time you use it, it floods the lower level.
What about those little foam caps people put on them?
I think they're a waste of time. However,
we make good money on those.
I do. I have a outside gas tank on the farm, and I took one of those and put it over the fill because I was always getting snow on the fill, and if you're not careful, they freeze and thaw.
You don't want snow on your fill.
You don't want to. I was going to say that, but anyway.
Yes, Terry.
Yes, please. I'd like to ask the question about storing things in our garages, and also about when it's time to say we're done for the season with our lawnmower and things that have oil and gas in them. Is there anything that we need to do with that before the winter really sets in?
I would run the gas tank out. In other words, turn your lawnmower on, just set it in the driveway, and let it run all the way out. Because if not, if the gas is left in the carburetor bowl, then it will turn to shellac, and then it's really hard to clean it up. But if you run all the gas out, then you're in good shape.
You run it out, and then there's a product you can put in called Stay Bill.
Okay.
That's it.
And is it really, and it gets really cold in some of garages that maybe aren't attached and stuff. Is it really okay to keep your paint in there, your house paint?
I would not.
Not the paint.
So where do you keep those? Where do you store them?
The basement.
But a basement, if you don't have a basement, a closet or something. Or if you have, it doesn't take much, but if there's a little bit of heat in the garage, it'll be fine.
How much paint are we talking about?
Because it will freeze. It's water-based.
I look at all of the stuff that we have that's liquid and chemicals and stuff that's in the garage, and our garage gets very, very cold in the winter.
I would go ahead and put all the chemicals in your sock drawer. I think that'd be a good place to put.
Let's. Why are you holding onto that paint? Just for touch-up?
Yeah. I really
it's for craft corner.
When was the last time you opened up the paint?
I was going to do the hallway last weekend.
Okay.
And it had been sitting in there, I bet, 2 years in the garage.
Was it gummy on the top?
It's gummy on the top, but it seems like it's okay, right? Underneath that?
Paint actually does have a shelf life, and it can go bad once it's open and stuff, and it can stink. So.
Oh, the smell.
Yeah. WIBC, who's this?
This is Nancy. I want to be told again about my hydrangeas, when to trim them back. Mine are growing from the bottom. They do not have, it's new growth.
Okay. What color are your blooms?
Pink, the few I had.
Oh, okay. So that's probably a macrophylla if it's all pink and they never come out white. So generally what we would do is we would prune those in August. So at this point, you really want to just leave them alone.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. I'd had bad luck with them this year, and I thought, well, maybe it's because I was pruning them and shouldn't. But
a lot of times, people.
They'll bloom in the spring, and all this foliage is still, all the sticks are still on it.
Yeah, that's right. But that foliage will come off, and then if you prune it at the wrong time, it depends. There is new varieties that have been around for now 20 years of macrophylla hydrangeas that will both bloom on old and new wood, but the older ones only bloomed on old wood. And if you pruned them at the wrong time, you would actually cut the color off. So you could still be reducing the color. So we like to keep them, we fertilize, we water them in the month of August, prune them up however you want, and then you let them go. Just let them go. Number one problem with those is people think they're a shade plant, and they are not. It's just that they don't like the hot afternoon sun, so you have to find the right spot, and that is generally a place with morning sun. That's where they do the best. So in the hot afternoon, the leaves get all messed up, so everyone goes, oh, that means it's a shade plant. It is not a shade plant. So there. There.
Do we have another call?
WIBC, who's this?
Hey, it's Charlie.
I feel like I'm doing all the work.
Yeah, well, you are.
Charlie, how are you?
Hey, good. Terry, this Charlie, downtown Charlie, the jeweler man. I got something to share with you guys.
Okay, we're ready.
Okay, so I do a lot of restoration of aircraft and stuff that has motors and engines, and just to add to the winterization, Denny, it's not really good to run something completely out of fuel like that because it is hard on the seals.
Especially when you're in the air.
No.
Yeah, well, that
but
too.
Aircraft is different from a lawnmower.
I know that, but I'm talking about lawnmowers. I'm talking about chainsaws. Chainsaws with 2-cycle, you don't have to worry about treatment, but you can put Sta-Bil in. But what I'm recommending is not your red. Red breaks down. So you want to use Sta-Bil blue, and blue is marine. That's marine Sta-Bil, and it does not break down.
I agree, and I think the color is way more appealing.
I do too. Yeah. There you go. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. God bless you.
Thanks, Charlie.
Charlie's so good to our veterans.
A quick message, another winterizing fact. Power washers need their antifreeze in their water pump area for winter.
Oh, good point. I actually listened to one of the head honchos at Steel over in Virginia, and he said that if people would run the gas out of their 2-cycle engines, 80% of their problems would go away by just doing what you said.
Just get it out of the carburetor.
And then run it, and let it stop. And he goes, that'll take care of 80%.
Wow. And that's 2-cycle and not 4-cycle. The 4-cycles are slightly different, but you're right, Pat. And I think Charlie gave us some good advice.
I think he did too.
Yeah.
Sta-Bil.
Blue.
The red is out, even in cushions.
I didn't even know.
Even in
I'm
cushions.
Glad to learn.
I mean, red cushions used to be so popular. Now it's blue. Same thing with Sta-Bil. All right. Is Abdul around?
I think so.
All right. He's coming up next. 93 WIBC.